Yeah. Time to go.
Wonderful.
Sounds pretty
Any
stuff.
wife of Bug is our friend? Question mark.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Only God knows.
Oh my.
Why do we have to bring religion into this? God.
Only God knows.
By the gods.
This is.
By the God.
These are adorable, Bug.
Gods.
Your
Sweet
little
baby
pirate
Jesus.
dudes. Oh my god.
Thanks.
Yeah.
This is
I'm gonna
amazing.
say, just reading about the Invisible Stalker here, there is in no way, shape, or form that, regardless of whether the Invisible Stalker knew or didn't know that pricking him would end said function, that the Invisible Stalker would do so. They're bound unwillingly to this caster. They resent every command they're given. So, like, there's just absolutely no reason this Invisible Stalker would have been like, oh no, my summoner can't move anymore. What am I going to do? No, they would have been like, all right, fuck you. I'm going to just wander around.
Let's see. I need to upload my.
And also, they don't have any, like, abilities or
There she is.
functionality that would allow them to cut. They only have slam attacks. So,
Like a butt
I would
slam? Is
also
this
like to point
Borderlands?
out that to get close enough to the caster, I had to move 30 feet and Misty step 30 feet.
Mm.
And then I was only within 50 feet of them. So that means this Invisible Stalker has like a little bit more than double the speed that it says it has.
it's got 50 feet of movement.
Yeah, but they were like 90 feet total from me. Because when I moved from how far away I was, I got opportunity attacked by it.
Wait. You took a movement, then Misty stepped just to get in range of the caster, and were opportunity attacked by the exact same Invisible Stalker that then moved to the caster to release him of the stasis?
Yeah.
Bro, you have a shitty fucking DM.
I will say there was funky stuff going on because we were in a
Hi, Willie.
like I guess a contest,
Willy,
and we were in an arena,
Willy.
and the spellcaster had like a bunch of crystals set up that they could use as like a weird magic relay. If
So
that
they
makes
could
sense.
they could what do they channel the spell through the crystals and cast it from a different direction?
It's like when they teleported, they touched a crystal and it bounced between the crystals, and I think it let them get further away than normally they could.
I mean, that in and of itself isn't something that I would label as like bad DMing. That seems like an interesting mechanic as long as you could equally walk up and be like, I'm going to cast on this thing and make it come out of the other crystal.
I couldn't.
Yeah, well, that's
They
horseshit.
It was like an attunement thing.
I okay, yeah, maybe.
So yeah, that's why I don't want to be a wizard anymore, because I'm not enjoying it or having a good time.
I mean,
Okay,
that's a valid reason.
Mm-hmm.
that's a valid reason.
But also, your DM's a piece of shit, and I feel like he's gonna thwart you at every turn, anyways, because he sounds like a piece of shit.
I'm just planning on just being something that's mostly martial, so I'm just using a weapon.
He sounds like a DM who has the mindset of DMs versus players and doesn't want to actually write a story.
Yeah, no.
Right.
That's not
Like-
how you build a good D&D campaign, especially run it.
Mm.
The second you start thinking it's DM versus players, then you've already ruined the game.
Yep.
It is DM versus players, and Razith, you're going down.
Like,
True.
Oh, well, if you're throwing that
Like,
a challenge, then we'll see about that.
I'm gonna pull back the veil a little bit. The most DM versus player thing I think I have ever done. I've done two of them. The one that I was talking to you, Bouncy, about in the chat before, about the magical poster that tracked people. That was me.
Okay.
I I made that happen, and I didn't think it was too out of the realm of possibility because it was Eberron, and they have all sorts. Magic is described as commonplace. Anybody can find a magic item whenever they want, basically. Like it's magic punk, right? And I thought it was okay. The players were like, it's a bit of a stretch after the fact. And I was like, sorry. And then the only other thing I've done that was kind of DM versus player mindset was the teleport to the camp in our current campaign. Because I was like, damn, this was way too fucking easy. Gotta give them some kind of a challenge. But also, I made it narratively make sense in the aftermath, but you guys don't know that yet. I made it's narratively makes sense in my brain.
It's fun. What I try to do is bring the party close to death during encounters. No, close to death. So I like when you are. I mean, it would make sense. All the bad guys focus the healer. All the bad guys now focus the melee. But you don't do that. So you're fighting one guy and, oh, you drew their attention, so they fight you. But if they're getting really fucked up, then it's like, well, the monster attacks this person, this time. And so you try to keep your players alive, but you want them to know they were in a fucking fight. You don't want to kill everybody, but you don't want it too easy because then it's kind of boring.
I like
so you gotta
combat.
Yeah, you don't. You're trying to make it a good time, and so they find healing potions or strangers running by, and they jump in to help out. Just you do things altered to take care of your players. It would be easy just to TPK everybody every time.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
it's not a problem at all.
I hear some of the complaints that Bouncy has about some of the DMs that he's played with, and I'm just like, do these guys know that the DM is supposed to lose? Like the players are conquering the game. It's not it's not actually supposed to be an equal fight. Like
a lot of people, from my experience, a lot of people that say they like to DM for their friends, they're all war DMers. Or yeah, I think that's the term. But like they play war games. They're content to like build armies and then pit them against players, and they're stuck in that I need to win mindset. It's a tough habit for some guys to break.
The DM is supposed to lose, and I think the faster some of them get with it, the better times their players are gonna have.
Well, see, and the thing is you're the DM, right? So
yeah,
even when you're losing, you don't have to lose. You dictate the setting of the story. So even if your big bad is getting wrecked, you can be like, okay, poof, he has this, ability where he like teleports out. Like he doesn't have to kill anybody. He doesn't have to, but you can spare that character whenever you want, really.
Right. You can pull any punch.
Like even in our current, even in the campaign we're literally about to play, he could have, what's his name, not have actually died. He could crawl up on the shore and show up somewhere else. Why not?
Oh, it's a thunderstorm.
Actually,
holy shit, that's really loud.
All right, I'm trying to adjust the volume.
We're thundering.
You're good.
I got it.
I have volume on my end.
Yeah.
Yes, we all have our individual
Are you
volume as
talking
well.
about Aaron Stonestrike?
Whatever the fuck his name was, the jackass who I fucking didn't like and got yeeted off the fucking boat.
Right, Aaron Rockhard.
Aaron Rockhard, you got it. That's
Damn.
Well, on that note,
the smiling glad hand with a hidden agenda.
So is everybody ready to start?
Yeah.
Glad
Yes.
Hand clan?
What?
Oh my.
Was it Glad Hand?
No.
Rock hard and then talk about Glad Hand.
That was a tool reference.
Glad you're happy, Katsy.
No, it's Aaron Rockhard of the Hairy Hand clan.
No, it's Aaron Stonestrike. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Aaron Stonebone. I got it.
Nice.
So after yeeting him off the deck of the ferry ship, as you guys so eloquently put it, and then mopping up the rest of his crew that didn't bail.
Literally mopping up.
Womp womp.
The crew of the ferry push off the dock and sail out the mouth of the River Lys out into the Moon Sea. This is still pretty early morning, and it takes about the better part of the day to cross the Moonsea into Thentia. So you have plenty of time to rest and recuperate after the fight. Talk with a couple of the ferrymen, and they kind of not quite balk. These are seasoned sailors. They've seen their share of struggles, but even they were kind of awed at the audacity you had at attacking the Zents so openly.
Zasimos, seeing the party in battle, is kind of a little more interested in who he's traveling with. I'm kind of curious if people can like give a description of some characters.
Oh yeah, we did. I think we did introductions last time, but we really didn't do much of describing.
No.
Not really too much of introductions either. Just kind of we talked if we wanted to talk, but
Yeah,
Zasimos wasn't that interested because he's on a ferry and he's in his quest for knowledge, and these people are just people he ran by. But now that they've been in battle together, he's a little more interested in knowing a little bit more about them.
You've got approximately 6 to 8 hours. I'd be willing to say you could go ahead and take a long rest if you wanted to in the process, but about 6 to 8 hours before you get to dock in Thentia. So you got time to talk to each other.
All right, we have 6 to 8 real-time hours.
You can take a long rest if you want to. You've got the time for it.
Okay.
The sailors have a few cots underneath decks.
Mm-hmm.
So you're more than welcome to borrow one.
How long is a long rest?
8 hours.
A long rest
Okay.
is 8 hours.
So if we long rest, we can't talk to Zosimus, right?
No, you can talk.
I would, for the extent of this trip, I would be willing to say you're free to talk to people, the sailors, other players, or whatever.
Okay.
And if you want to, you can still grab a nap. By the time you get to Thentia, it will have been a long rest.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
So, after the fight, you notice that one of your companions is 3 feet tall.
2 of our companions are 3 feet
Okay.
tall.
Yes.
She-
actually.
She,
Got stories.
Fila is very brightly dressed in very bright colors. Her eyes are a pure crystal blue and slightly glowing. She has very bright wings as well. And she seems a little aloof. Maybe even mistrustful. Just in general, she wants to keep to herself. So after the battle, she retreated back into the crow's nest, and that is where she will be. So
What race?
If you want to speak to her, you must climb to the crow's nest.
She's a fairy?
Yes, she's a fairy.
Does she run these ferries then? Is this the fairy fairy?
Nice.
Hey, you.
You don't? Don't lie!
You're right, I don't. I can't.
Are you kidding? Do you know how many people had messaged me and asked about fairies? It was more than one. It was more than one.
Yeah.
Lamau.
The fairy
Wonderful.
guardians.
Yeah.
So good.
Okay, Irish, are you a fairy too then?
I am not a fairy. I am actually 7.5 feet tall.
Nice.
Oh,
Artist is going to call for Faye to come back and start stroking his wing. Notice that you've approached her, normal distance that she keeps from people. And she'll turn to you. Slight wind chime on the wind as her armor scales slide across each other. Artist has a starry white, almost platinum hair, honey brown eyes. She's 7.5 feet tall and a bluish gray of skin. She's Firbolg and she's a druid. She's been traveling for many years now, seeking to repair something inside of herself after going through many hardships. You notice that she's somewhat reserved, and slightly sad, but trying to do better for others around her.
Firbolg,
You
so
went-
you're a bear person?
No, I am. Fearbolgs are part giant, actually.
Yeah. I use bear to describe them because they have very vaguely
Am I spelling
bear-like
this wrong?
features.
I spell it.
Here, I can bring up a. It's Firbog. Yes, Fearbolg.
Well, switching the I to a U brings up bear people, so.
Ah, yes. Fearbolg is one thing. Fearbolg is something else.
Okay, I see.
So you took a chalice form, right?
So this is the. I have my character pulled up on my stream. If you want to see the inspiration for her.
Yes, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna put this on my stream too. This is Irish's character.
Yes.
Ooh. Nice. Okay.
Yes, I am a Circle of Stars druid, which means that I appreciate the stars, I notice their movements, and I am able to take their shape when in distress, when in need, to attack, to defend, and to be among peace in the stars.
You're a hippie.
Now out of character for this, what did the chalice look like? Did it look like a chalice? What?
It actually, so the starry form for Circle of Star Druids, it's basically your joints look like stars. They're very bright, and there's like a slight shimmer along like the connecting point. So your arms and your legs would be like shimmery, like you look like a star person basically. So shiny star person.
Cool.
When all the time, or just in a what? When you're in the
Just
chalice
in-
form?
Just in chalice form.
In any of the star forms. I have 3 star forms. One is a chalice when I heal, one is the archer when I need to attack, and one is the dragon when I need to inspire wisdom among myself and others.
Do they look different from one another?
The tokens that I have for them will, yes. So that I can keep
Well, I
them
mean
straight.
physically. Will it?
Physically, no. Physically, I will still look like the same starry shape. It's just which constellation I am imbuing myself with.
Okay. That was
Yeah.
something that was interesting. You got very sparkly. How did you do that?
I commune with the stars, use them to inspire myself, and I take their shape in order to heal, to harm if necessary, or to impart wisdom upon others.
Huh.
I use the stars to find where I need to go and what I need to do and who I need to help in the future so that I can one day return home.
Where is home?
Far from here. And with that, she's going to turn back to her bird and start to feed him some treats.
Just vague enough.
Shut down.
It's like talking to a horoscope.
That's great.
All right. All right. I'm interested in Callie's character.
Yeah, you said you were going with an Asimir this time, right?
Yes.
I remember you were originally a changeling. Then you...
Yeah. I switched it up.
All right. I'll talk to Eyewear.
Glasses.
Glasses.
Glasses. Yep.
Glasses.
What's up, spectacles?
Oh no!
All right.
Oh, God,
so
I was
you're an
taking a drink.
ASMR?
Yeah, he is.
I am familiar with those.
He is a very large human-looking dude. He's got some dirty blonde hair. And he is strangely attractive.
Okay.
That explains a lot about Palamides, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, that was.
We're all strangely attracted.
Well, yeah, half angel heritage.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help but.
So
be
wait, are
pretty.
you
Beauty.
full ASMR or? Oh.
Well, that's still half human.
Iweir is ASMR, half human, half angel.
Nice.
Not necessarily half human, but
Well, right, but
Half
he
angel.
is.
Yeah. So that was a pretty interesting. I noticed that your sword, your weapon, was somewhat ethereal. How do you manage that?
It was a gift.
The ethereal sword was a gift?
Yeah. Well, the sword isn't inherently gifted. It's the powers that I receive from my patron.
How did you manage to how did you find a patron that was willing to give you powers?
Well, a long time ago, I was a soldier, and things didn't go so well on the battlefield. I lost a lot of people dear to me, and I called out to literally anything to help me win, and that's what I got.
Was there a price to be paid?
To my knowledge, no, but I know these things don't ever come without a price.
Sure. Yeah, some strings attached.
There always are.
Well, that was pretty aggressive of you there. But man, you went head to head with all of them.
I don't shy away from fights.
Can appreciate something that blocks them from me.
If you ask me, there's as a soldier, as a city watchman, it's always been my duty to put my life down for the safety of others, and sometimes that safety is ambiguous.
Well, thank you. I appreciate putting your life on the line for, well, myself mainly, but also the crew. It's an interesting battle. Impressive sword and skills. Wind over snowdrift. So you are.
What is the cat boy doing right now?
Listen, I always.
Please say catnap. Please say catnap.
I'm just chilling in the rigging as usual.
Did you say catnap?
Catnap. Catnap.
I know. I was being funny with the cat. Are you? What is it? Tabaxi?
Yeah. With a snow leopard looking appearance.
Are you fluffy?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Here we go.
What color are your eyes?
Blue.
The your characters. Not trying to figure out.
My, is it getting sneery in here?
Wow.
Her eyes are very bright blue.
Nice. Where are you located right now on the ship?
Probably back up in the rigging. She's just wearing fairly muted colors. Like,
Yeah.
Dark brown, kind of black.
Yeah, I'm not climbing up there.
Are you just shouting at her from the deck?
Hey,
No,
Only
I
like,
just-
what,
Hey,
10 feet
cat!
up?
Come down here and talk to me.
I'm observing, but I haven't talked to the character.
I mean,
My
Sure.
strength is 3. I will not be climbing or swinging weapons or carrying more than 4 silver pieces at a time.
She's only like, what, 10 feet above it?
Yeah, the rigging, about 10, 15 feet up. Not much higher.
That's like
It's okay.
easily within-
Maybe if you
Yeah,
shake a
easily
small
within
bag of
comfort.
something.
And conversation.
Fish!
Kibble.
Fish, you're on a boat.
Oh, jeez.
I pull up my mechanical can opener and I just press the top of it.
My goodness.
Watch you come scrambling. No, I'm more concerned with magic and stuff. I appreciate the other fighters and range and the melee and all that, but what I'm really driven by is magic. Bug.
Hello.
Rowan. Tell me about
Rowan.
yourself.
Well-
See me Rowan.
Wow.
Rowan is actually quite small as well. She is 2'10".
Ooh.
She has an olive
And a half.
complexion. Exactly, 2'10" and a half. Don't forget the half. She has an olive complexion and strawberry blonde hair, which she usually keeps tied up, but very messily because she's not too terribly concerned with her appearance. Her eyes are a teal green, and she usually wears quite vivid and bright colors.
Hmm.
She is
What?
a halfling.
Okay, halfling.
She is obsessed with the idea of adventure and eventually making a name for herself so that she might one day have her own book written after her that she could, shove in the faces of other people and try to get them to read. So she chases the idea of adventure and questing and is quite taken with this little group of would-be adventurers because they all seem very brave, and she's quite interested in that.
Nice.
As a DM, I have a quick question. I believe Halfling's age is relative to a human's age. How old is Rowan, roughly?
It's kind of similar. I found a chart when I was making her up. It's a little bit Halfling's age a little bit faster. It's kind of more Hobbit-like. So she's 30 years old as a Halfling, but that equates to about 19 years old as a human.
Gotcha.
So she's a slightly naive young adult. But I suppose after the battle, she would probably have gone inside, down to the lower deck. She's probably chilling in the cot area, scribbling in her notebook, thinking about napping because she's overwhelmed. All that adrenaline.
And what about the man that's been inspecting all of us?
True.
Yeah, as the party mills around and kind of does its own thing, they all suddenly notice that there's this strange man that's been going around basically grilling everybody.
Well, I've talked to a couple about the magical, and
He shouted at the cat guy up in the ropes.
Girl.
Sorry, rope girl.
Rope girl.
Cat girl.
Rope girl.
Rope girl
Oh
with
my.
those fluffy and those blue eyes.
Oh my.
Yeah, flirting with the cat girl up in the ropes.
Beela's been
Nice.
peering
Yeah.
down from the crow's nest. Occasionally.
I'm 130 years old. I've been around a little bit.
130 years.
High elf, yep.
Nice.
Yeah, high elf lived at 750.
Right.
Or maybe a couple more hours, depending on how things go.
Goodness.
I am 6'4", 153 pounds, so I am tall and very thin.
Mm-hmm.
My eyes are silver. I have bluish white hair. My skin is bluish white. My eyes are silver. My hair is black, and when the sun hits it right, it kind of appears to be this deep blue color.
Nice.
See, they had me all fucked up. They posted that picture of that the D&D guy, the fucking short crone dude, short old guy. And I had in this picture in my mind that Zosimus was like a gnome this whole time. This is very shocking.
Nope, I am a high elf. I am obsessed with magic and spells and magical items and power and knowledge. I believe the path to real power is through magic and knowledge and learning. And I'm kind of pursuing how to become more powerful and interested in the gods and how they came to be and what it would take to potentially reach that level of immortality and power. So
boy.
he's a learner.
So he's a nerd.
something.
Yeah, he's a nerd. And he's so he's very thin and so not very physically active. He lives with the brain. He does a lot of studying and considers himself pretty superior to others in as far as the thinking.
Ah. So not just a nerd, but an incel. I see.
Exactly.
Oh my!
Old apple.
Nice.
Womp womp womp.
I guess we'll see how the campaign goes.
Oh no.
Well, I believe that's all for introductions. I don't know if there's anybody that's been left out.
I don't think so. I think that was
so,
everybody.
yeah.
Okay. So, after a couple of hours of, meandering conversation with yourselves and the crew and the captain and so on, and just another long day that is only feels extra long because it's the last one. But the day slowly progresses, and as you watch the sunset, it gets to about 6:30, 7 o'clock ish, when you can finally start to see shore and walls and what appears to be a dock. And as you approach, it's the cusp of twilight in the evening as you land at the docks. A couple of crewmen start throwing ropes over to the dock hands down below, and they start tying the ship off as another crewmate lowers the gangplank down. And the captain calls that you have docked and arrived at Thentia and may depart at your leisure. Mind the gap, collect your baggage.
Mind the
Don't
gap.
leave anything behind.
Oh, I love it.
Nice.
There's like a fucking parade of mopeds going by.
Nice.
It's the kobolds, man.
They followed us all the way to another campaign.
Yep.
Dude.
Every time.
It's a fairy biker gang.
Are you sure it's moped and it's not jet skis this time?
Oh
'Cause,
my
we are on
gosh.
the waters.
Oh wow.
Jet skis,
Jet
yes.
skis.
Kobolds and jet skis.
These,
Kobolds
these,
and jet skis.
these are the cousins of the kobolds from the other campaign.
I love it.
They've
Kautoa.
adapted to water.
Oh no.
Okay, for what it's worth, Rowan took a long rest for the travel here.
Artist also did.
Same.
Took a cat long rest.
Catnap.
Catnip-induced catnap.
Yeah,
There we go.
Was definitely rather sedentary for the rest of the voyage, probably just still tending to his equipment as he tends to do.
Brooder's gonna brood.
Brooder's gonna brood!
How big is this town?
It is not quite capital size, but docked at the pier, you can look up to the very top of the walls, the smooth stone walls on the exterior. And they're about 30 feet tall, at least, and they reach around about, I want to say 200, 300 feet on either side before they disappear around their own curve.
Nice.
This is an actual sizable town. Metagame population is around 9,000. But
Just a fair number of people.
And you said
it
we're
is-
in Thentia?
Thentia, yes.
Okay.
And for the record, if you're looking it up, I pulled that population count completely out of my ass.
Oh no,
so-
I was just looking at the
Wow.
map trying to figure out where we were.
Wonderful.
Right there.
It says here on the Wikipedia the population is 7,432. No,
Wow.
Man.
why am I here?
in
Is
Thentia.
that some? What's it? All right, so this is just out in the world. No reason other than that pulled me here. Okay.
Well, I think we were all headed here. It's a kind of a hub for mages and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, we were
It
all
is.
here.
Yes, it is. It is a known hub for mages, especially in the north. It has the most prominent mages guild.
All right, you got me.
You son of a bitch. I'm in.
Yeah.
Where's the meme? Somebody get the meme.
You son of a bitch. Your skills
Just
are
curious if
required for
there's
a
a
job.
specific other reason, but yeah, I mean it's a large town. I can go and search for a library and stuff to learn and shops and going shopping.
Oh no! Here's the thing. Like this was kind of my point in wanting to do everybody like individual prologues before we started streaming the actual game and stuff. Like everyone is coming to Thentia because they're well aware of the Mages Guild and the Mages Tower. So if you were coming to Thentia, it would have been on purpose, and it would have been specifically to get into that Mages Tower to talk to the wizards there, because you know that's where the hub of all the magic that happens in this town. That's where that happens. Like all of you are cognizant of that to some degree.
Okay.
Why would some of these others? Why would Eyewear be going to talk to the mages?
You didn't ask us that.
Yeah.
This is a good question.
That's very personal.
Although you did witness conversation between Iweir and Rowan that would suggest that they are traveling together.
Huh.
Yes.
Interesting. I wonder if they're like married or something.
Wow.
I mean, players absolutely. Characters, I really don't think so.
No.
Considering Iweir is like a solid 55 years old.
Oh.
Like
How long do Azimar live?
about the same as humans. A little bit longer.
This kind of looks like a dick.
Nice.
It does.
Sorry.
What?
The phallic Thar. The Thar
The
marker.
Thar?
Thar.
The phallus of Thar?
It's a bit
Balance
lumpy.
of
Sounds like it might have an
You
STD.
should definitely,
Yeah.
you should definitely see a doctor if that's what your dick looks like.
Exactly.
Lord.
Note to self: I should definitely have a picture of the city of Thentia for next time.
Yeah,
I really need to have that. You know what? Actually, I do have another picture prepared. If I could usher
Look.
us all in
Okay.
that direction.
Look,
yeah, sure.
we have people here finding dicks in things that are only vaguely reminiscent of dicks.
So,
I have-
as your characters are kind of milling about the deck of the ferry, talking about each
Didn't
other,
let me finish.
a couple of crew hands who are currently busy offloading cargo from the ferry start to look at each of you, like look at you specifically. And after a few moments, the captain finally wanders by and says, "Oi, are you getting off the boat or not?"
Oh.
Yeah,
Artis is going to grab her pack and very quickly walk down the gangplank.
Oh yeah, I think as soon as they said we were cleared it apart, I think I was heading off the ship already, and I don't think I'm on the ship anymore.
Rowan
Yeah, I feel
probably
the-
lingered at the top of the ramp just to get a little bit of a better vantage point and try to get an eye of what's around, because she knew when she got to the bottom she wasn't going to be able to see shit.
Right. From your vantage point, you can see it's a pretty clean city, a pretty nice city actually. Merging with the water is a what appears to be a stone deck. Like there's the wooden
Nice.
plank, the wooden planks that come out. Like the actual docks themselves are all hewn wood, where the boats are tied up to. But the main deck of the dock, I guess I don't know the actual terminology or anything, is all smooth stone with stairways leading up into the lower alleys of the city. Which lead up into the city proper. The walls are huge, but clean and very smooth stone. And even from here, amongst the top of the city skyline, amongst the houses, you can see a prominent tower with a blue, almost lopsided-looking roof to it.
That's pretty cool.
Wait, the entire tower was blue or just the roof?
Just the roof.
Ah.
The tower itself looks to be made of the same material as the walls.
Interesting. Well, Rowan will get very excited. New places, new things, new adventures. and she'll skip her way down the ramp and join up with Iwear.
As the party and a few other passengers congregate and move past and move into the city, you do see a couple of city guards standing around keeping an eye on things. About 3 of them in total. One of them notices you all kind of congregating and just sort of waves and says, "Greetings! Welcome to Thentia."
There's one fellow,
Greetings.
there's a fellow
Philo
guardsman to another. Thank you.
will gaze at him with the mild disinterest that she's showing everything around her and just nod her head slightly.
You folks look lost. Can I help you with something?
We are looking for adventure.
No?
And she'll thrust a very serious pointed finger out, like she's pointing off in the distance at nothing.
He'll chuckle and say, "Oh well, there's some of that to be found around here, I'm sure."
I think what she means to say is we're looking for the Mages Guild or college or whatever it is.
The Mage's Tower. Yes. He starts giving hand gestures to give his directions and explains how it's just down off Main Street. And then you take a left down another way, and it's right there. It's impossible to miss because it's a giant tower with a blue roof.
Giant tower, blue roof, got it.
Yeah, they take walk-ins, new visitors and such. If you've any kind of gift for magic, I'm sure you'll want to talk to some of them. Firefingers is usually a pretty good guy. A little strange sometimes, but willing to work with us.
Firefingers.
Oh yes, Grand Wizard Alfred Firefingers, I believe his name is. But yeah, he's the Grand Wizard of the tower and the guild here in Thentia.
Is that his given name, or is that a nickname, or is that
an
adventurer's name?
For a second or two, he gets this kind of dumbfounded look on his face, and he goes, "I'm actually not sure. We've only ever known him as Alfred Firefingers."
It's a hell of a surname.
Rowan will be looking at her fingertips with a deep concentration.
Sounds like a spicy breaded chicken treat. Firefingers.
Oh no. Now you're making me hungry.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I am laser focused on that tower.
Yeah.
And I start to walk towards it.
Yeah, so you have free reign of Thentia, basically.
It belongs to me.
Are we all headed towards the Wizard's Tower?
Vila is always going to be slightly off on her own, but I'm pretty much within eye-shot and earshot of the group as we all sort of congregate that way.
Sticking with the party, but doing your own thing, sort of.
I have your name.
I don't know I have a party yet. Turns out he just eats too much Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
Lol. He made a nice little rhyme, by the way. Maidens come near and far to witness the might of the phallus of Thar.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Artist is going to also walk slowly, but kind of be looking around the streets, looking to see if anyone is in need of help or healing, etc., as she wanders to the tower.
I will be hanging in the back with my hood up, and if I see anyone homeless, I'm gonna give them a gold.
Nice.
Very generous of you.
Rowan is definitely going to be staying around and within eyeshot of Iwear, but she is going to be aggressively darting from shop to shop, window shopping, going, "Ooh, wow, whoa, look at those."
If I see anyone homeless, I will ignore them and keep going to the tower.
So you begin making your way down the streets of Thentia. It's not quite dark yet, but the sun is starting to set. And a couple of light posts spring to life as you're walking past them.
Oh my god, they're alive!
No, the flames inside burst to life as it gets dark enough around them, and they start to dance with multicolored light
They have
shining in
learned
the
to
street.
cage tiny fire elementals.
Mhm.
Interesting. All right. It's just the alive that had me.
Right. But you walk down the streets. You don't see many homeless. In fact, you don't see any homeless, though you do see a couple of dirty children that could maybe be described as street urchins.
I'll still give them a gold.
Okay. So you give them each a gold.
Mhm.
So these lamps lit themselves.
They don't look hurt. Maybe like a scuffed knee or a bruised cheek or something here and there, but they don't seem to be complaining of any injuries. They're just dirty. Look like they've been out playing all day.
All right, normal children behavior.
Yeah.
All right.
They each take their gold coin and they go wide eyed and like look up at you and like, thank you, cat lady. Oh, what are you gonna do with this?
Drugs.
What do you? They run up. No, they run off, scampering and talking about sweet cakes or something.
Wonderful
Sweet
sweet
rolls.
cakes. Yes.
Who's wrong? Someone steal your sweet
Bounty's
Yes!
nickname now. Sweet cakes.
It's not super busy down in the lower bows by the dock. Business is concluded for the night. A lot of shops are closed up, and a lot of people have moved away from the business district. There are a couple of places that still seem to be open and doing limited business.
Bars.
A couple of bars, mostly kind of hole in the wall place. As you start looking for maybe a place to drink or eat or something, you do notice that there's a crowd, something of a crowd, on the other side of the main avenue. A large wooden building, looks like maybe a 2 or 3 story oak cabin, with a sign out front. Got a fence around the property with a gated entryway and a sign that hangs from the gate that reads Thentia Chalice.
Chalice.
Hmm.
Interesting.
is
Artist
there-
is definitely going to raise an eyebrow at that one.
Is there any sort of place that would sell like standard weaponry?
You have no way of knowing that right now.
I don't see any shop of that nature, or
And you haven't stumbled across anything like that yet.
Speaking of,
You look down one of the streets that goes off of the main street, and to your surprise, or to your not surprise, it's called Broad Street. But there looks to be what was some sort of big bazaar with lots of tables set up to do mass business to the city. But most of those stalls are empty, and the place is kind of deserted for the night.
speaking of weaponry, I have a question.
Quick, go ahead.
Should I be keeping track of my arrows, or because they're arrows, it doesn't matter?
You should be keeping track of your arrows.
Okay.
Unless you have some specific reason, like you've got unlimited arrows or you fire magic arrows or something, yes, you should keep track of your arrows.
Okay.
Do I see any like apothecaries or anything, or are they also all shut for the evening?
You don't see any places of business open.
Okay.
Like, there's a few people wandering around and the odd guard standing post here and there, but otherwise everyone seems like they're either going to bed or closing up shop for the day. Like, it's getting to be evening time.
Okay.
And
Well,
in
I'll
fact,
have to
depending
look
on
tomorrow.
depending on when the last time any you folks may have eaten, you may I don't know why I'm so tongue tied. Jesus. May be starting to get the hunger pangs of dinner. If that made any sense at all.
Yes, we're
Yes,
hungry.
okay. Right. I don't know what's
How
wrong.
far away is the tower by this point that we're walking?
It's
This scary wooden cabin with the fence and the gate about halfway, or
it's maybe a 5-minute walk down the street from. It's the opposite direction of the Thentia Chalice, but you're pretty close by this point. You walk a little further down the road and make one more right, and down the road about half a block, you can see it. It's walled off with the same similar hewn stone as the city walls, but the front gate is open and hollow with no doorway, and there's a guard standing out front of it. Just a city watchman. As you approach, he looks at you and greets you. Says, "Can I help you? You have some business here."
We'd like to.
Well, I'm afraid it'll have to wait till the morning.
Do you recommend a place to stay in the nearby vicinity?
Actually, yeah, there's a quaint little inn down the road called the Thentia Chalice.
The one with the fence and the gate?
Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, the one we walked by to get here. Thanks.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nice.
Do you know how these lamps work? They came on when it got dark. How do they automatically light like that?
The guard actually not quite bristles, but kind of puffs up a bit, like he's encouraged by the question, and says, I'm glad you asked, actually. It's something that the wizards back here cooked up. And like he hitches a thumb over his shoulder at the tower. He goes, it's some kind of magic they've cooked up whenever it gets dark enough, like it's supposed to be some sort of ever-burning torch effect. But it just changes color, like, on a whim all the time. And like as he continues talking about its construction and how like the spells and the components and stuff that he put into it, that the wizards put into it, you can see it just looks like a standard Victorian gas light, like street lamp.
I'll have my notepad out. Does he give me any specifics?
He gives you very few specifics, and the ones that he does, a couple of them seem strange. And you get the impression that he's just repeating what he's been told a couple of times. So
they are very easy to look at.
Yeah. This guy seems to be a very mundane enthusiast.
So I'll have my notepad out, my quill, and I'll look very intently, ready to write. And as he continues to talk, I'll just look at him in disdain. Put my notepad away.
How
around.
How tall are these lampposts?
Average size, I guess, about 12 to 15 feet. I didn't think much about it, honestly.
I was just curious. In any event, I imagine I can find a stone on the ground somewhere.
Yeah.
We're just gonna give it a little chuckle, pick up a stone and cast light on it. And it's just gonna glow really bright. Neat little trick, huh?
That's interesting. How do you accomplish that? What type of spell is that?
Probably one you know, my friend. It's the light cantrip.
Artist is going to ignore the bickering males behind her and thank the guard and tell him that the beautiful lanterns are a boon to the city.
Would they even like call it a cantrip, like in universe? Like, is that a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Like they don't denote like levels of spells or anything, but yeah, they do denote cantrips specifically.
Sweet.
I am familiar with many cantrips. I have not come across the light cantrip. I imagine that could be useful, especially for those races that do not have the ability to see in the dark. Ugh, dreadful.
Trying to remember if I have night vision.
Luckily, it comes naturally to someone of my disposition. So,
yeah, nice indeed.
So I suppose after saying your goodbyes and headed towards the chalice, unless you guys have other plans.
No, I think Artis is going to head back to the chalice if that's the closest place that was raided by this guard, despite her misgivings about the exterior of the building.
Anyone you would talk about seems to speak quite fondly of the Thentia chalice. It does have the impression they give you is that it seems to be a rustic log cabin kind of feel.
Okay. I should feel right at home then. I'm not used to a community needing a fence and a gate.
Well, it's not really needing a gate. It's not really a fence specifically to keep things out. You get the impression it's more decorative. Like it's a farm gateway that's like where the sign is hanging overhead. But like it's not closed or anything. There's not a door to keep people out.
When you described it, I thought of like a barbed wire or something. I was like, really? Okay.
No, this isn't some
Not only is
dystopian.
it a
This isn't
tavern, it's also the jail.
Yeah, it's not a dystopian like super security city. It's not. Nah.
Be careful, there's snipers on the roof.
I assume this is the door.
Yeah. Yes. So this is the chalice itself.
All right.
You walk up just past the gate.
Big.
Sorry, I'm moving the map around on my screen. Just past the gate, you walk up onto a deck with a couple of tables. A couple of them have a person or two sitting at them. You can walk in the main doors to the main room where there's more tables and a bar and such. It is very log cabiny. It feels very homely. As you walk in, you can smell roasting meat and hearth fire, and you can hear a minstrel strumming in the corner.
I'm gonna burst through the door like the Kool-Aid Man, apparently, because they showed him shut.
Wow.
I
mean, are these like saloon doors? Could you just like walk underneath them?
No, these are not saloon doors. These are
Dang it.
all limbo.
These are they're iron barred wooden doors, double doors that swing open, like swing inward open.
Is it still impressive when I burst through them with my spurs clinking?
It depends on how hard you open them, but yes. As you walk in, an older woman, maybe in her early to mid 40s, with graying red hair, sort of waves at you from behind the bar and says, "Welcome, come on in, find a seat." A few of the tables are occupied with other guests. One of the long tables here in the back is loaded down with about 5 random townspeople.
Okay.
But there is plenty of places to sit if you'd like to find somewhere.
What about this one?
Open.
All right. Artist is going to move to the open table in the back and put her back to the wall.
Fila is gonna actually come sit at the end of the bar. Perched up on a stool, looking comical.
Are you standing on the stool, or are you?
No.
Is Rowan gonna stand on the stool? Never mind. I'm just imagining a backpack with like 2 pouches and like small people in my backpack. And just...
Oh my god.
The woman that greeted the party, reacting to the fairy that suddenly plopped down at her bar, goes, "Oh, hi. Can I get you something to drink?"
Ice water, please.
Sure. One moment, dear. And she kind of scampers off back towards the kitchen, back in here. And after a moment or two, she comes back with a tall crystal glass of water with chunks of ice in it.
Thank you. And Fila crosses her legs under her and turns to look out into the rest of the dining area here. While she sips
I'm
it.
assuming everyone else gets a table over here, or do we sit separate? What are we doing?
Rowan will lean into Iweir and go, "Psst, where do you want to sit?"
I don't really care. Pick his butt.
I want to pop a squat at the bar as well.
While you folks are taking your time, what do you want to drink? And she starts hollering at you, asking your order and stuff.
Rowan will dart over to the bar.
Would it be easier for us to go to the bar for the poor woman?
Well, I was thinking if you were all going to get the same table, then she was going to walk up and take your order.
Yeah, well,
but if everyone's kind of scattering, then do your own thing. But she makes nice with you. She takes your drink orders. We'll offer to tell you about her menu if you ask about it.
Yes, I would definitely like food. And do you have any juice?
We've got a couple juices. Orange, grape. I think we still have some apple somewhere.
Grape would be fine, thank you.
Okay.
Rowan aggressively hops up on the stool. It's very tall. She swings her legs. I'm very excited.
Perfect, I love it. All of my friends play Irish Can You Hit the Ground when we go out to eat anywhere and we have food. So I'm very familiar with the motion that you're making right
Yep. Same.
Iweir is gonna move up to try and sit next to Rowan. And he's gonna look at both of those stools. A little close for comfort.
I could move to the table behind if you'd like, sir.
No. Just kind of trails off and goes ahead and sits down here.
Rowan will cross her arms. Don't be a baby. These people are nice.
Baby, yeah. I'm the baby here. Yeah.
Would Faye have been allowed in the door, or is he outside perching?
Oh, your crow? I blanked.
Raven.
A raven.
Right. Craven.
Whatever. Blackbird.
Yes.
Raven is black.
No, she wouldn't have any complaints to you, to the bird coming in, as long as he didn't like squark aggressively loudly and like shit all over the floor or anything. As long as he behaves.
Very well trained. Thank you.
Yeah, as long as he behaves, as long as she behaves herself, the owner doesn't have a problem with it.
Her bird is litter box trained. Thank you.
Yes. I have to share a cave with him all the time. Of course he's trained. He's going to hop up on the bar and be very inquisitively looking at everything that's going on in the kitchen, kind of bobbling back and forth.
There are barrels stacked up, glasses, and bowls of mixed nuts and such on the countertop for a bird to explore.
I will take some of the mixed nuts and stuff and put them on the bar for him to feast upon. He's going to be quite content that way.
I was going to say, I'd imagine he would munch them quite happily.
Absolutely.
Rowan will slap the bar in a very jovial way and say, I've always wanted to try an ale.
Artist is going to lean into Iweir and say, is she allowed to drink?
Shit, I don't know, probably. Is there a like an age limit on that sort of thing, or?
Not really, no. Most people, as far as most people care, if you're old enough to hold a tool or wield a sword, you're old enough to drink a beer.
Yeah, Rowan just had a mighty day of adventure. She deserves an ale.
Artist will nod sagely.
Does she say this out loud?
Yes.
Artist will nod sagely and say, you absolutely have, yes.
The barkeep will kind of smile warmly at you and pour a tankard of ale for you and say, here you go.
Rowan will realize that this is the largest cup that she has ever seen.
Yeah,
And
it is a regular tavern tankard. It's about a foot tall. It's just like a small wooden barrel with a wooden handle attached to it, and it is full of ale. She goes, it'll be 5 silver. Try not to drink it too fast.
Ichi said, did you hear that, ladies? If you can grasp it, you can have it.
There we go.
Rowan will prop up on the seat with her knees and pick up the mug with 2 hands.
You take a big swallow. Do you have any idea if your character would at all like the taste of ale at all?
Probably not at first, but she would hide it because she wants to be an adult.
So, the first taste is very bitter, very, very powerfully bitter. It does have a potent flavor that's not unpleasant, and it kind of has almost a nutty aftertaste, but the bitter, it's so bitter.
Yes, ale.
Iweir's he's just gonna shake his head. Yeah, give me one of them ales too.
If you look carefully, you'll see a small smirk forming on Fila's face as she pretends to look elsewhere.
Artist is desperately trying not to grin.
The barkeep will chuckle, and she'll start to get another ale for Iweir and say, would you like something else to drink instead, dear? We've got some honeyed tea if you'd like.
No, this is perfect for a strong adventurer like me.
Of course. You enjoy. Is there anything I can get you to eat?
I would like your finest meat.
Does the meat come in any sort of prepared versions or just meat? Artist will look mirthfully at the barkeep and try not to laugh.
She'll kind of chuckle and look amongst the group and say, well, we've got shared meals at lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner time normally. We usually don't do lunch, except on the weekends. Tonight we've got roast chicken and beef stew, your choice. If you'd prefer, we've also got cuts of meat. We can do you a steak if you want it a specific way or something. Or sandwich, salads, whatever you'd like, really. Living next to the ocean, we have plenty of options. But we try.
I'll take a bowl of the beef stew. How much would that be with the juice?
With the juice will be 7 silver.
How much did we start with? Because I didn't even write any down.
Whatever
Usually
your
background will give it to you.
Yeah,
Oh,
whatever.
Lord.
You had
character's
me roll
starting
for something
roll.
because I had been adventuring
Yeah, you
before.
Yeah,
Roll
because you had been doing
starting.
something different.
Yeah.
Oh. I rolled.
I've been adventuring for 20 years, Bouncy.
Yeah,
I could've
like
stolen
she's
it.
basically been living the hermit's life and practicing woodcraft and stuff, and being a druid and selling small tradables to villages for
Yep.
food and stuff. So
Tradables,
I was-
healing.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
comfortable saying that she had a little nest egg saved up.
Yep.
Hmm.
Okay. How many? It's 10 pieces of gold to, 1 silver, or 10 pieces of silver to 1 gold?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna hand her a gold and ask her to keep the juice running and to keep nuts on the table for the bird.
She smiles warmly and says, "Absolutely."
I would
I've-
also like the beef stew.
Okay.
Rowan will also put down a gold piece and say, I would like to pay towards Iweir's next ale as well. He is a strong adventurer too.
Very well.
I will take a glass of wine, a glass of water, and I will try the beef stew.
Beef stew into water. What kind of wine? Red or white?
Red wine, please.
Very well.
I'll take the beef stew and some milk if you have it.
Fuck.
God
What kind of
What kind of milk?
damn it! We all knew.
We have cow's milk and goat's milk, hon.
Cow is fine.
Very well. You can't get away from it.
I didn't even think of it. I was just, I'm a cat. Milk.
Right.
Fucking.
Yeah, you were a cat last time too. That's what started the whole thing.
The same excuse.
No,
I
Ichi.
blame
No.
you.
She brings everyone's order. Everyone gets a hearty-sized bread bowl that's been scooped out and ladled full of a very hearty beef stew. Lots of roasted vegetables and perfectly seared meat that just falls apart in your mouth. Oh, it's so good.
Delicious.
Nice.
I'm so glad I ate dinner before. I'd be starving.
I did
now.
not, and my grandmother made bacon, and I'm so hungry right now. It's awful.
Rip.
Yeah, I haven't eaten either.
Rowan will try to bury her face in her shoulders, and every time she takes a sip of ale, she'll hurry and shovel stew into her mouth.
So as she's serving you, bringing you dinner, and keeping your drinks going, she'll bring out at some point while you guys are eating, she'll bring out a second extra bowl of unsalted nuts. You notice specifically for your bird.
Nice.
Artist will smile gratefully at her and not her head.
And as it's no problem. As she's serving you and takes care of you, she's asking you. So what brings you to Thentia? Do you have any questions? Anything you'd like to know? What are you doing here? Being a nosy barkeep, basically.
Here to
What can
speak
you
to
tell
the
us of the mages? What can you tell us of the mages tower?
Some folks say it's larger on the inside than it is outside.
Oh my god, the police box.
Other than that, the wizards have always been reclusive, but kind enough folk. They do a lot to help the city. They've made it a lot nicer. And of course, everyone knows about their efforts in the spell plague. But that's been some time ago.
Huh.
So, are you here looking for work through the wizards? Is there something specific you want from them?
I'm just looking for knowledge.
She kind of cocks an eyebrow at you. Just knowledge, huh?
Uh, specifically of a magical nature, but I'm also interested in history and biology and many other things.
Anatomy.
I'd like to feed my mind. Sure, but all knowledge.
I was making sex jokes.
Us? No,
No.
never.
Sorry.
This is not a sex joke character. You're thinking Palamides.
It's okay.
What?
We'll do it on his
work do they
behalf.
have?
Right. Sorry, I'm changing the music.
I know Kung Fu.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Ooh.
Yeah, I forgot there's supposed to be a minstrel playing, so I just changed it to tavern with music.
Nice.
Well, he's clearly just gotten
I
off of his dinner break and now he's playing.
Swear-
Yeah.
Exactly.
I swear to God, you said menstrual playing, and I was really confused.
Oh no.
That's what I
I
heard the
heard that
first
too.
time he said
Yeah.
it, and I wasn't gonna say anything.
Wonderful.
No,
What kind of
minstrel
bloody
bard.
music is this?
But can
Bloody
he play
music.
Freebird? Lol.
Anyway. So yeah. Well, I'm sure the wizards would have all the information, plenty of information you're looking for. They know a lot about magic. They're a little reclusive, but they're friendly enough.
What kind of work do they offer?
Mostly guildy work, but they're looking to hire a bunch of new people in too. Apparently they need adventurer types, not unlike yourself. But
Rowan's
if
eyes will light up.
but if you're just looking for any kind of work, you may consider looking at the local board. And she points off to one side. Next to the wall over here by the stairs, there is a cork board with a sign at the top that reads "Local Jobs," and a couple pieces of paper are tacked to it to the surface. Every now and then, the locals will come in and they'll put a job up on the board, just needing somebody to help with something. Local problem, somebody gone missing.
Babysitter needed.
Sort of, yeah. If it's something the wizards either can't or don't want to take care of or don't have time to take care of, they post it up here.
Iweir is gonna finish off his tankard of ale and stand up and go start perusing this board.
Okay. There's only about two or three. There's only like 3 pieces of paper posted up there at the moment, but they're all folded and tacked on with a thumbtack.
What are the jobs?
Okay. So you just grab one at random?
Are they not like you can't just read them?
I mean, they're folded up. Like you've got to untack them and pull them off.
Oh, yeah. I guess just whichever one.
You just pull one at random and pull it and open it up. The top it just reads "Ghost in the Castle," and the body of the text describes rumors of ghostly voices coming from an old ruin. Excuse me, that one snuck up on me. Ghostly sounds coming from an old ruined keep to the
Is
northwest.
that an example of the ghostly sound? Or?
Yes. Kind of growly and guttural.
Alright.
sounding.
Yeah, nice. I like what you put into this.
You said that the ruin was in the north?
Yes. I'll pull the map back up. Gosh.
Oh, damn
I hear another
kobold.
ghostly sound.
I'll beware the gaseous ghost.
Oh, goodness.
Is it in the?
Yeah. Reading on, it's over here. It's depicted where the ruins of the Citadel of the Raven were, apparently. But over here on the other side of the Dragon Spine Mountains.
And his frightening flatulence.
Oh, that's far.
Yeah, that's pretty far.
That's a pretty good ways out.
Wait, what? Where is it?
The Citadel of the Raven. It's all the way over here.
Yeah, it's pretty far west. About, I want to say that's 300-ish miles.
Oh, okay. Over here.
That's what they consider local out here? Holy shit.
Well,
Looks more like
she didn't
240.
say it was anything that,
Yeah, and so
the
far
wizard
all that's
didn't
listed
handle.
on the paper is that there are rumors of ghostly sounds coming from this place. So,
I was gonna sort of, while he's reading this, he's gonna lean his head towards the bar and ask, so what is this Citadel of the Raven anyway?
no idea. An old ruin collapsed some few hundred years ago. For the purposes of this game, it's a ruin that collapsed pre-spell plague, so it's just ruins now, and that's all anyone really knows.
Okay.
I think he'll pin that one back up and look at another one.
Okay, you just grab another one. The top reads, "Find the Vandals," and the body goes on. It's in a heavy-handed, blocky text. It's written out in a very heated passion about someone describing a sign that they had crafted quite lovingly, and it keeps getting defaced repeatedly every single day. And that, try as he might, he can't seem to catch the Vandals in the act. He posts that his name, that he is a dwarf named Eddard Ulfric, and that he's a resident and a blacksmith in town. And that the sign is specifically for his business.
I don't think that one interests Iweir terribly, and he'll grab the remaining one, pin that one back up, and grab the remaining.
The last one, you open it up, and at the top it just says "missing dog."
Aww.
Lol.
I mean, there is a body; it's written out. But I mean, do you want me to continue?
Yeah, no, that's funny.
Please do continue.
The cat wants to
Alright.
find the dog.
So,
Yeah, so I think he'll keep that one and he'll hand it directly to Rowan. He'll put it in front of her and tap it so she notices and say, "Seems there's a missing dog in the area."
Oh, that's so sad. We should try to find it.
the top reads "missing dog," and the body is written out by a light-touched and elegant flowing script, and it describes an elderly woman named Deborah, and how her dog likes to wander off and do its own thing. She'll let it out in the morning time after its breakfast, and it'll kind of meander through the city, and according to Deborah, doesn't cause anyone any problems. But occasionally he'll wander off and spend a night out, and she won't see him for a day or two. According to this slip of paper, at time of writing, he's been missing for 3 days, and she's asking for somebody to go looking for him. She says enclosed is his favorite toy, or her favorite. Sorry, the dog is a female. Enclosed is one of her favorite toys, but it's just a piece of paper posted to a board. There was nothing included. But in lieu of a toy, at the bottom right corner of the picture, instead of any kind of description of what this dog looks like, is a photorealistic drawing, charcoal drawing, of what appears to be a smiling West Highland Terrier with a little bow on top of her head,
Aww.
with a nameplate underneath that reads Millie.
Nice.
Okay.
Rowan will look at the body of the paper and take note of the way the writing looks. She's a bit tipsy at this point. She says, "Wow, that's some fancy script." And she'll slap her hand on the bar and says, "If I know anything about people with fancy writing, they pay well."
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Maybe get a little coin out of this place.
The barkeep will chuckle and say, "Well, if you're taking that job, you may as well have this then." She reaches under the countertop and pulls out a small box, and upon opening it, she produces a small object of some kind. It is oblong, fits in the size of your hand, a strange matte light blue color with a rubbery texture, and if you shake it, it rattles like there's something inside. No.
I've seen this on baddragon.com.
If you shake it, it rattles like there's something inside, and if you squeeze it, it clicks loudly and sharply. It appears to be some kind of chew toy.
I imagine this is supposed to be the included toy.
It is, yes.
I will take it and put it in his bag.
Very well. If you're taking this job, I'll just need you to sign below her name, please. And she points down to the bottom of the paper. There's the witness's signature, which you guess is the barkeeper's name, which just says Miss Droverson. Beneath that is the quest giver's name, which is written out Deborah Spunklecreef.
Spunklecreef?
Okay.
So sorry, Deb.
Below that is it just says adventurer's name, and is blank for you to sign.
What was the name of the barkeep? I'm sorry.
The name. If you ask her, she says her name is. One moment.
You just said it.
Yeah. No, it's. I'm giving her first name too. If you ask her, she'll introduce herself as Rachel Droverson.
Rachel. Oh my god.
How long has this quest been posted? Do you know?
Oh, that Miss S put that one up there a day or two ago. No more than 2 days.
So the dog's been gone almost a week then.
Almost, yeah, presumably. I don't think he's come back. No one's told me anything.
I'm assuming that Rowan, in her state, just read the letter out loud, and Artis could overhear the conversation.
No.
No?
I don't think she would have. I think that Iweir would probably be sort of narrating it as she's reading. He was just kind of talking over it, Yeah, there's a lady says her dog's been missing for a couple days.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Rowan, having drank a hefty quarter tankard, is barely keeping her head up.
You said her name. You said Mrs. S. I see her name's Deborah here. Did she live nearby?
She lives up the ways. Yeah, she gives you directions towards Mrs. S's house.
Perhaps we'll pay her a visit in the morning and see what's going on. And
That would be appreciated.
He'll produce, I guess, his own, I don't know, quill pen like thing. He'll make a little scribbling on there. Just basically, it's like an E and then just incoherent scribbling.
Right.
Seems legit.
Roll me perception.
Oh shit! Okay.
All of us, or just Iweir?
Just Iweir.
Okay.
And would you say you have any experience with the Arcana or the Arcane at all?
I am proficient in Arcana.
Okay, then yes.
Okay, so perception. That's an 8.
8 total?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, it's you sign it. It signs really well. You go to hand it to her. Like you don't notice anything off. You don't notice anything off at all until she takes the paper from you, smiling, and then holding one corner in each of her dainty fingers, rips it right in half. As she tears it down the middle, there's a purple spark that follows it down. And instead of two halves of the same piece of paper, she now has basically two pieces of the same paper.
Neat.
Interesting.
Artist is going to be fascinated by this.
She keeps one and like tucks it back underneath the bar, and she offers the other one for you to keep and says, just in case anyone asks why you're asking around.
Makes sense. Wish I had that trick. He'll roll it up and stick it in his bag.
I would also like to have that trick. How do you do that?
Oh Lord.
Oh, we don't actually. It's enchanted parchment given to us by the Wizard's Tower. They supply us with supplies we need for quest giving and the like. Once they heard we were willing to help them out with stuff they didn't have time to do, they were more than willing to help us take their, as they put it, grunt work.
All right, enchanted parchment. Does Deborah Spunk and Queef get a copy of this as well?
Can we have the bar back, by the way?
The bar?
Yeah, we have the map.
The
up
picture.
right now.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. I forgot I didn't change that back.
No, it's fine. The Thar growth is distracting.
Oh my Lord.
Right, yeah.
The Grove Thar.
Oh, sorry. Yes, the grove. My mistake.
Marshland. The wet, swampy marshland of Thar.
Moist and damp.
Oh my God.
Anyway. Yeah, she'll advise you to start that particular job in the morning. Because Mrs. Spunklecreef is very old and has likely gone to bed already anyway.
Spunklecreef.
But she suggests that if you would like a place to stay, she does have rooms available for you.
I will nod and how much are they?
Stand by and I will tell you. My cursor's just randomly disappeared. Room for the night is 2 gold per player. She'll tell you. 2 gold per person.
I will just produce 4 gold and push it towards her.
Fire fingers check. Spunkin Queef check. Yep, this is definitely a B-rated porn movie.
Oh no!
The fuck?
Rowan will droopily nod and push the remainder of her tankard in front of Iwear and go, yes, tomorrow sounds good.
I will just take it and down it real quick and put the mug back down.
How many kids did I give gold to, by the way?
2, right?
2, yes.
2.
Artist is going to ask her if she has a room with a window so that Faye can, slip in and out and do his own business.
She does. She does have a couple rooms on the second story. You also discover that there's only 2 floors to the place.
Okay.
But on the second story, she rents you all a couple of rooms. Both of them have windows.
Okay. Then I will take a bed as well.
Very well. Since we're sleeping safe in town, I suppose it's safe to fast forward through the night and just get to the morning then.
Probably, unless anybody else has any other business.
How much was my food?
If everyone just got beef stew and a drink, then 5 silver. Or sorry, 7 silver.
Yeah, I think Iwear probably would have left an additional gold for the food and drink, and had her just told her to keep whatever was left.
Oh my gosh, Ichi.
What has EG done now?
Can
Hi,
you
EG.
see it?
Well,
Hold on, I have to navigate over to the...
It's better if you read it.
Hold on, I have to open the multi... Where did it go? I am a Firbolg, yeah.
Oh my god.
No. You wake up the next morning, and as you all start rousing from your beds, you can smell breakfast happening somewhere downstairs.
Ooh.
As you all stagger down at whatever times you decide to, she greets you with complimentary bacon, scrambled eggs, and toast.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
It is fairly basic fare, but considering how generously you paid the night before, she figured it was the least she could do.
Wonderful.
I think when Iwer got up, not only did he don his armor, but he put on his uniform that he has, that actually has his captain's rank on the collar.
Okay. So you're just walking around in basically city guard outfit now? Not thin city guard, just like a city guard's outfit.
Yeah, more or less. It's interchangeably soldier. Wow. Soldier, city guard. It's what he's had the whole time. It just indicates his rank.
Right. Okay.
Rowan will stumble down the stairs, looking even more disheveled than usual. Not even bothering to wear her backpack, just dragging it on the floor behind her. She'll kind of scamper up to the stool, realize that it's eye height, and she'll just lean her head against it.
You're right there, little lady.
I'm never drinking again.
I thought you might say that.
Can Druidcraft clear a hangover?
I don't think that heals anything.
Yeah, no, as far as like curing a hangover, something like cure spells wouldn't do it, but
Okay.
something more along the lines of a spell that would remove poisons or toxins from the bloodstream, that could help with a hangover.
Okay.
That would remove a drunk effect, but it would only help with a hangover.
Alright.
Rowan will place her hands on the stool and, with much effort, pull herself up, and then she'll lean against the counter and say, "Do you have a coffee? I've always wanted to try a coffee."
Oof.
Yes, dear. One moment. She kind of, very softly and faintly chuckling to herself because she doesn't want to offend you or anything, but she kind of darts off to the back and quickly hurries together to get some coffee going for you. She comes back out a minute later with a saucer and mug of coffee in one hand and a small glass, what looks like almost, I don't know what the word for it is, like a sake bottle. And you find it's filled with milk for your coffee.
Rowan will glance at both and just take a sip of the straight black coffee and then lean her head back down onto the counter and say, "Ah, yes, the bitter taste of adventure."
Artist won't be able to hold it anymore and she'll laugh loudly.
So yes, breakfast is had. You have accepted a side quest, and the Wizard's Tower awaits. What would you like to do now?
I think after breakfast is finished up, we're all full bellies and ready to go. I think Iwer is gonna stand up and motion for him and Rowan to be getting on. Gotta go ask this lady a couple questions about this dog. And he'll look around to the others that we traveled with. Any of you are welcome to go with us if you'd like.
Artist is going to go with Iwer and Rowan. She's intrigued by this pair.
Hila is going to feign disinterest for just long enough until they leave the room, and then she will follow at a distance.
I'll join as well.
Okay. So everyone goes looking for Mrs. Spunklecreef, basically.
Wait, where's Windover Snowdrift?
I said
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty tired right now.
Aw.
So we start, I guess, exploring the city, looking for this old lady's house.
Yeah.
I figure we would have asked more specific directions from the barkeep if she knows.
Can I also ask for directions to an apothecary? I'd like to make sure that I have supplies just in case.
As far as where Miss Spunklecreef lives, she's not sure where specifically the old lady lives, just that she lives in Thentia. And as for the apothecary, she'll point out and tell you where, like, the churches and stuff are, but that as far as potion brewing and remedies and stuff specifically, it's mostly the clerics that are working out of the Wizard's Tower that handle most of that these days.
Oh, thank you.
No problem, dear.
Well, I guess as we leave then, I assume there's a city guard fairly handy.
Yeah, there's one not too far.
I'll signal to him. I'll say, you know a lady by the name of Spunklecreef?
He'll chuckle and say, "Yeah, I know where the old bat is. What, are you looking for Millie again?"
Yeah, we picked up whatever quest she had in here. We're looking to go talk to her here.
Yeah. Friendly old dog, but just too excitable. He'll tell you.
Glance at Rowan and glance away quickly.
He starts to give you directions to where you can find Mrs. Spunklecreef's house, and will also offer to tell you that the last time he saw Millie was a few days ago, and it was actually around the northern gate of Thentia.
Thanks a lot. And he'll head on towards her house.
No problem. He'll kind of give you a salute and say, "Have a good day." So you're walking towards her house?
Yep.
Okay. You get there, you find it after a while.
I will step up and knock on the door.
That's the map I was looking for. Thank you, Zen.
Yep, you're welcome.
You knock on the door, and after a couple of minutes, you start to think maybe nobody's answering, and then the door latches quite loudly as somebody opens it and pulls it open, and it creaks. Whoever it is pulls it open very weakly, and it is a rather old human lady with gray hair tied up into a tight bun on top of her head. She peers at you through thick glasses and says, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, we picked up the notice about your missing dog, Millie.
"Oh, Millie, you found her. Excellent."
We haven't found her yet. I wanted to ask some specifics.
Oh,
We're going to look for her here soon.
okay. Well,
Does she have any common places that you find her when she wanders off?
no, she usually comes back on her own of the evening time, but she's been gone for almost a week now. She'll go for a night or two on her own, but she's usually back by the morning at the latest. Did you get her toy? I left it with that sweet lady at the inn.
He'll bring his pack around and pull out the object that she gave us.
I think I hear
this
her.
is it, right?
Dog, is that really happening?
Millie? Is that you?
Oh no! Oh goodness.
Yeah, he produces the thing and shows it. This is it, right?
Yes, that's it. Perfect. Just give it a good squeeze and she'll be able to hear it for miles.
Rowan will put an inquisitive hand on her chin and say, "Is it possible that anybody might have taken her?"
I suppose it's possible. Hope not. I don't know who would. She suddenly seems quite fearful now.
Oh no. You
Going,
freaked her out.
I was gonna stammer. No, I don't think anyone would have taken your dog. I think she probably just wandered off like usual. We have a good lead that she was somewhere around the northern gate, so we're gonna head up that way and look for her.
She'll thank you profusely and beg you to bring her back quickly and safely.
Are there any large birds of prey in the area?
Oh my god.
Oh Jesus.
You can roll me a
Artis is going
perception.
to hide Faye very quickly behind her back.
I think Iweir is going to gonna kind of motion and position himself so that we like close the door. Like, thank you very much for the information, ma'am. And he's gonna close the door and we're just gonna get the tail out of here.
Nope.
What the hell's wrong with you people?
I didn't do anything.
It's a legitimate question. Dog may have been eaten.
I thought we might have had a hostage situation.
Yeah, but you don't tell the owner of the dog that. You keep it to yourself.
She deserves to have all of the information.
Yeah, once we have all the information, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
I once again would like to put it forward that I did nothing wrong.
You're absolutely right. I meant the two specifically who were trying to scare this poor lady out of her wits.
No, it's a legitimate question. Let's see what the problem is.
Y'all gotta learn to deal with people. He's gonna head off towards the northern gate.
Do you all make your way? There are people starting to make their way out into the daytime.
I have a quick question. Is anyone noticing my height or anything? I am quite tall. Or is everyone kind of not, it's not bothering anyone?
Thentia is a city predominantly of humans. That said, there are a few lizard folk, a cat person here and there, the odd half-orc. Various and random races are not super uncommon to Thentia, so people aren't terribly bothered or anything.
Okay.
A few people may look at you curiously, but if you happen to catch any of them, they may smile and wave at you.
Alright.
That would be the worst of it.
If we're going to be running around the city interrogating people, I was wondering if I needed to disguise myself.
Well, you make your way to the northern gate of Thentia without much problems or encounters or anything. A couple guards. There's one guard on the interior and two guards on the exterior of the gate, and also one on the wall on top that can overlook both directions.
All right. Before I engage with these guards too much, Bug and I need to take a little 5-minute break, feed the cats, and etc.
Okay, yeah, I kind of do need to use the bathroom myself. So, do we want to take a bio break?
Sure.
Quick bio break for everyone.
Yeah, maybe I
Right,
can fix
there we
my
go.
mouse too. So, yeah, quick bio. We'll be back shortly.
That goes for you two watching at home too, and make sure you get some water, use the bathroom, stretch, do all the things. Okay, we'll be right back.
Emily.
Family.
Oh. Do you need longer than 10 minutes?
No, I'm fine now.
Okay.
No, I just wish they would shut up.
Tell them you're looking for a lost dog.
Yeah,
Yeah, for real.
obviously it's more important. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess I'll go get some food.
Yep.
Yeah.
Quick break, everybody.
I returned.
Welcome back.
I also returned, and I have a cheese stick.
I have ice cream.
What? Okay, you win. Damn! What kind of ice cream? Oh? Map change. Hello. Bug!
Hello.
What kind of ice cream?
Oh, sorry. I was talking to Callie about cheese. He's in the kitchen shaking a bag of cheese at me.
Well, now I want
cherry
both
vanilla
ice cream and
Ooh, that's a good
cheese.
one.
Wonder if I can get both. Oh, I was muted. Now I want both ice cream and cheese.
There you go.
Yep.
I'll have to take you to this mall that we used to go to. There's like a kiosk where they do gelato, and they had like this queso ice cream that was actually really interesting.
Queso ice cream?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
It was surprisingly good. It's kind of got the same vibe as like pistachio ice cream, where it's like a salty sweet thing.
I am interested. And that makes me even more hungry. Fuck.
Yeah, it's kind of cheesecakey with a little bit of salt.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Ugh, I can still smell the food Grandma cooked too. I'm so fucking hungry. I'm not gonna last very long. I think Bouncy's kind of tired anyways, so
Yeah.
I don't know if
I'd like to at least find the dog.
I returned.
I don't know how fast that's supposed to be completed, but we'll see.
I don't either.
And this is where we find out that the dog is the main antagonist.
Oh no.
It's actually
Yeah, it's
an evil wizard.
That's why he's
It's-
disappearing so often. He's up to no good.
It's been possessed by an evil necromancer or something.
So, okay, so if you play Final Fantasy XIV, there's
Yep.
the mount, the fat cat, right? Or the fatter cat, right?
Okay.
If you read the description of that, it says that it's an undead corpse that has somehow been reanimated to be able to fly.
Weird.
Wow.
So it's like, it's either a void scent or someone has necromatically raised this cat, and that's in the lore! That's in the game! Yeah! I'll show you the next time that we play, Bright. It literally says that it's like an reanimated corpse.
Some Pet Cemetery shit going on.
Yep!
Oh,
Yep.
great. So yeah, Xena sent me an image of Thentia map. It was one I had found earlier, but I could not find for the life of me today. She was kind enough to find it for me.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I found the whole thing. Seeing as how this Percy pussy can defy the very laws of physics by propelling itself high into the firmament, it is very likely that the creature is either a void scent using a bloated cat's corpse as its corporeal vessel, or a deceased pet reanimated by one well versed in the necromantic arts. That is
What the
in
fuck?
the game. That is the lore for that mount.
Wow.
The fatter cat mount, how it talks about how it's
Oh.
either void scent or, you know, a corpse.
Are we all back?
I haven't heard Hollywood.
I was gonna say I don't think I've
Hollywood's
heard
here.
either.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm back. Well, I didn't leave,
Hollywood
so I
never goes
sent him
anywhere.
back.
All right.
Yeah.
Callie
Well-
is wrapping up his mac and cheese.
I am just a head in a jar.
How do you roll dice then?
Psionics.
With his
I
mouth.
rolled them on roll 20.
Yeah, Hollywood never has to leave. He has his gamer bucket.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I forgot.
It's an old 55-gallon lube tub.
Oh,
That's right.
right.
Exactly.
Anywho,
just answered. Oh my god, hold on. Sorry. Ichi said he just answered the door with his headset on, and the delivery person heard the word pussy come through the headset.
Oh my god. Nice.
Oh my god, I'm gonna pass out!
Sorry. Sorry, I had to interrupt for that. That was that needs to be recorded in the annals of history.
That is funny.
Oh my god.
That reminds me of a video I saw where this cam girl got paid by her viewers to answer the door to the delivery guy naked with a butt plug in.
Oh.
But as soon as she opens the door and she reaches out to like take the food from the guy who's obviously starstruck, the fucking butt plug falls out and rolls over to his feet.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh no.
For some reason, that was the part that embarrassed her.
Oh my god.
Poor thing, she must have been mortified. Anyway. So, yes. You all arrive at the northern gate. Guards are there.
I think Iweir will approach them and ask them about Millie. We're looking for Millie. I assume you all know who she is. She seems to get out a lot. And we heard from one of the other guards that she came out this way. Have you all seen her?
As soon as you mention Millie's name, they all kind of start chuckling and muttering at each other. Like, yeah. And the one you're talking to says, yes, we're all pretty familiar with Millie. We did actually see her a couple days ago. I believe that was around the time the missing report came out. He explains that the last time any of his men saw Millie, she had been running around out in the field to the north up the ruined way.
The ruined way, huh? That sounds promising.
He explains it's mostly just a bunch of old abandoned farmland and stuff out there, out towards the Thar Marsh. The marshes of Thar, I guess.
Oh no.
I will thank them and they'll head out the gate.
Oh yeah. I'm tempted to throw some sort of tracking skill at one of you.
What would that even be under?
That's
Survival.
what I'm trying to figure out. Because in 3. Remember I built this game around 3.5, but there used to be like a specific skill for tracking.
Okay.
But I don't think there's an equivalent.
I would think you could probably do survival or investigation.
Survival says check to follow tracks, hunt wild game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it would be survival.
Okay. All right. I'll roll for that, I guess.
I also rolled. You only want one of us to, or?
No, that's fine. You can both roll.
Oh yeah.
I got a 22.
I rolled and I got a 5.
Nice. So, you can see dirt and dust. That's where the path is. You're willing to bet at some point you may be able to find some tracks in there. So you're off to a great start. To the people that actually rolled decent, you walk for a ways up the path, about 100 feet or so. You start to get pretty good ways away from Thentia. And you're starting to have concerns that maybe the dog wouldn't have come out this far. Maybe you're looking in the wrong direction. When you start to see prints in the dust, and with that survival check, you're able to scrunch down and look and see they're smallish, medium-ish dog prints, and they look like they would roughly fit that breed of dog from what you could tell of the picture, because I don't think anyone ever asked her what breed it actually was, or what it, like any kind of descriptors. Yeah, I told you guys about the hand-drawn picture, the photorealistic picture that was drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aside from But aside from hey, do you know Millie? No one has asked any other details about this dog. So
Yeah, it was something I wanted to ask, and then I totally forgot about in the moment.
Probably because she started to get terrified.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah, about 150 feet out from town, you find these set of tracks, and you follow them for a while. They go up the road a little ways further, clear dog tracks in the dust and dirt of the road, until they kind of veer off the road to the right, going further east, and into the grass. And you look out, you peer out that way, and there's a cluster of trees. It looks like some, not quite marshy, but probably some rains recently with some really muddy areas out that direction.
I guess I want to take a closer look out there. I guess perception?
Go for it.
18.
Okay, it's a decent one. Yeah, the land is super muddy. You can occasionally see what looks like it may have been tracks, but there's a lot of mud around here. It's hard to tell anything specific. Your best bet, if she's hiding somewhere out in here somewhere, that grove of trees.
Can we squeeze the squeaky toy?
Yeah.
That was actually my next step. I'm gonna pull the toy out, and I'm gonna slowly start walking towards that group of trees, but I'm gonna start clicking this toy.
Okay. You're still it's a grove, imagine about 30 feet by 30 feet, roughly. I'm just gonna swap the map. No, that's not it.
We're on a boat.
It's the boat! I'm on a boat! I'm on a boat!
I knew it. Aaron did survive.
No,
He's the dog.
Bastard!
I'm just
Show up and find
imagining like
Aaron
a
just-
really, really like bitchy face on a dog yapping at us. How dare you!
Like that one scene from Full Metal Alchemist.
You show up and
Oh, no.
you see Aaron just like stomping on a small dog. It's like, you, how dare you?
Oh no!
Oh, I really would kill him then.
We need Yanwick.
All right. So yeah, you you head out towards this patch of wood, and you take this toy and you give it a good squeeze, and yeah, it's a sharp clicking sound. You can actually hear off in the distance. It echoes faintly off of the mountain.
Yeah, I
and you-
assume we're coming in from like the south of this thing.
Yeah. You click it a couple times, and then you listen very closely. And then after a second, faintly, you can hear not quite yippy, but a high-pitched barking. And yeah, it sounds like it's coming from the grove of trees.
Well, I think we found our dog.
I've spent a lot of time among the trees. Do I recognize this kind? Do I get any feeling from them? Like, I grew up in forests. Like, are these trees that like have a presence?
Not especially. As far as a sense of nature, this is nowhere near the size of a forest. You can get a sense down even to individual trees, but
Okay.
they're very faint on their own. Much larger named forests that you've seen on a lot of human-made maps are large enough that they actually feel like their own living entity. This just feels like a cluster of sparks by comparison.
Okay. Do I get a sense of, I guess, emotion from the sparks? Are the
No.
trees?
Not specifically.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just trees. You sense the tree life forms just living their tree lives.
Just vibing, man.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Tree vibing.
Vibing with the Earth Mother.
So with the barking, we'll start moving with a little more purpose, heading towards these trees.
Big black box.
we're Just I fogged that off because I'm gonna start setting everything up. But we're gonna call that box the start of the trees.
Okay.
You guys start heading that direction.
Zosimus, are you staying on the road?
I don't know. I might go home. I think things are gonna happen here.
Why do you think that there are things that are going to happen here? We're looking for a small dog.
There was an open field, and then bam! This darkness just set me.
The dog just dead.
Oh my goodness.
Feels a bit ominous.
An aboleth pops out.
An aboleth? An underwater creature pops out of the trees?
It adapted. It has very tiny legs.
Oh my god.
What? Hold on. Let me Google what this is.
I'm not going
I don't know
to.
what this is.
It's an underwater
On YouTube,
creature. I don't want to know what it is.
Aboleth.
Dude. Are you familiar with a whale shark?
Uh-huh.
Yes?
Okay, so imagine a whale shark that has multiple tentacles and teeth in its mouth.
Oh, Jesus.
No bad.
And one eye.
I
Yeah,
didn't-
that's an
I
aboleth.
didn't need to
No,
know
thank
that.
you. Bye.
I didn't need
No,
to know
thank you.
that.
I've
No.
seen some
Large.
Japanese movies with those in there.
Could have gone
I'm
my
sure
whole
you
life
have.
without knowing that.
You make your way up to the forest, or the forest, the trees.
Yeah, I'm still clicking the Troy. Hopefully,
Yeah.
the dog barking is getting louder.
It is getting louder. As you're coming up about 20, 30 feet away from the tree line, something comes running out from the trees. It is small. It is a very bright white, and after a brief moment of it like leaping over maybe a log or something, you can see a flash of pink, something pink at the top of its head. But as it breaks through a stand of wild grass, a very cheerful and happy white West Highland Terrier looking animal with a bright pink bow tied just so on the top of its head comes running full pelt at you, just smiling wide, and its tail waving wildly. Just so excited to see all of you.
There's Millie. And I'll hold the toy out for her.
Is she hurt at all?
No, she's not even dirty.
That's a feat. A white dog that isn't dirty? What spell is
This
that?
is definitely not a real dog. Definitely not a real dog.
Not a real dog. Hello?
Everyone roll me perception.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saw that coming.
Ooh, that's decent.
I get a
It's not
22
great.
again.
26.
I got 12.
11.
10.
19. Kill it. No,
Wait,
Ichi.
Hold on.
Bad.
What is the proficiency bonus again?
At our level,
You
plus
added-
2.
You just
Perception.
add yours +6 that you have right there.
Okay, so it's already put in there?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, wait, do I need to do more math? Then yeah.
Nope.
No.
It's you. Yay!
That's why you have D&D Beyond.
Yay! No more math!
So everyone that rolls under a 14 looks this dog over top head to tail, and she's just cheerful and loving the attention, licking on your faces and your hands as you let her. And no, she's completely unharmed, not even dirty. Like nothing's wrong with her. Like she's got a couple burrs sticking to the fur off her back legs, but other than that, nah, she's perfectly unharmed and very happy to see you all and for all the attention. To anyone who rolled above that, as the party's inspecting the dog and you're trying to watch, you see further movement coming from the trees.
Mm. Hey,
No, Dr. Bright, no, bad.
hey, I think I see something moving in the trees.
Is it coming towards us?
Yes.
Certainly moving this way, yes.
How big is it?
Immediately after you start asking that, a few kobolds come running out from the trees.
Of course it's the fucking kobolds. They've been chasing us on those goddamn motorcycles.
The motorcycle
and get
gang.
chased the
How
whole
are they so
time.
sneaky?
As soon as someone mentioned that there was more movement, I think Iware, instead of handing the dog the toy, would have tossed it behind him towards the road, and in the same motion, pulled out sword and shield.
That icon.
Please
is
tell me
never,
you
by the way.
yeet the toy at the road. Eat the toy at the road.
Eat.
Yeetus deletus.
Oh.
Okay, so you yeet the dog toy to the road, I suppose, towards the direction of the road.
Yeah.
And giving it a final squeeze as you throw it, it clicks and rattles loudly as it goes sailing off into the distance. And nearly cheerfully jumps up and goes bounding off after it. As more and more kobolds join the first 2 or 3 that came out, it occurs to anyone who notices closely enough that all of them are armed and armored, but none of them have their weapons drawn. They come stumbling out of the woods, kind of happy looking, almost as if you would think they had been playing with Millie this whole time, just hanging out with her. But shocked and kind of disturbed to see a random band of adventurers just show up out of the blue. The first few start to cry out alarms and draw their weapons, and more come running from the trees.
Do they have a language? Can any of us speak to them?
I do think
Probably
kobolds speak their own language.
Yeah, they speak Draconic, I think.
Oh, I don't speak that one.
Do they
I
not
speak
understand
Draconic.
common?
I believe they understand it. I'm not sure that they speak it.
I speak Draconic.
You speak Draconic?
Yeah,
Okay.
I speak a lot of weird languages.
I would have never guessed.
About a dozen of these kobolds, very angry looking and with weapons drawn, start storming at you, at the group.
Oh,
So if you're going to do something, now's your chance to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to need you to roll initiative.
I'll say, wait.
They're not
here to harm
inclined.
you.
They're
What's
not
that?
inclined. They're not inclined to wait, but they twig to the notion that you're speaking at them. I assume in Draconic.
Yeah, if that's what they speak. If I'm aware that they speak that.
They do recognize that language, and they all come to a reluctant halt.
So we were just here for the dog. We're not here to harass you. The owner of the dog wanted their dog back. She misses her.
Owner. They kind of mutter and talk to themselves. They seem unclear. You hear a couple of them say something to the effect of "take away."
Is he relaying what they're saying to the rest of the party?
That would be
Kinda. So they don't seem to understand
Say return
what
home.
owner means. Yes. Well, the dog needs to return home now. Her family misses her.
They kind of blink and like stare at you. What of us? What of us?
Family.
We can probably find you a dog if you want a dog to play with. Can you play with another? You know, you could probably play with this dog every day, but she needs to go home at night. There's other people that want to play with her.
Family.
So
Can you share?
they all still have their weapons drawn, but by this point they're all kind of just standing around looking at each other. And the one in the sort of the front of the group looks at you and says, "So you don't want to hurt us?"
No, we're just here to make sure the dog's okay.
Yeah, dog's been here playing with us. She's friend. Where'd she go? He kind of like starts looking around for her.
Iware is still standing in front, sword and shield drawn. He's like looking around like, So we killing these guys or what?
No, they were just playing with the dog. There's really no reason to kill them.
No. All right. He won't put his weapons away. He won't put his weapon away, but he'll relax his posture a little bit.
Several of the kobolds notice this, and you notice one of them actually put his stone axe away.
Yeah, if Iware sees that, he'll sheath his sword.
Yeah.
All right. If we don't have to fight, I won't fight. You know.
Yeah. As you put your weapons away, they all start collectively putting their weapons away, relieved. As you continue talking to them, they will explain that they were just they're a nomadic tribe. They've been getting by on their own, and they found this dog nearby, and it was super friendly, and it apparently lived in some town to the south of humans that they weren't welcome near. And occasionally it would come back and have treats and stuff, and they were just hanging out playing.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, they're like, all right, well, if you're not gonna kill us, then as long as we can see her again sometime.
Promise to let her go home.
Oh, yeah.
She has to go home at night.
Go home at night, and then she can come out and play during the day. I don't see any problem with any of this.
All right, I will ask. We'll ask the owner. Can you ask them how long they'll be here? Are they traveling by, or are they staying in this grove?
So you're nomadic. Are you going to continue on, or are you going to stay here for a while?
Okay, yeah, that's a better phrasing of the question. They'll say that they'll continue on. They always continue on, but they happen to like this area, so they're usually here pretty often.
Okay. Chad has been asking to see if we can ask the owner if we can set up some sort of partnership with the owner for a kobold band of dog sitters.
As long as they show us where their motorcycles are.
Okay.
Or at least let you ride them. Sheesh.
As long as she gets home at night,
I would think that it would be fine.
I don't think the owner even needs to know. I don't know if we should let people in the town know that there's a wandering band of kobolds out here.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
I was gonna nod and I wouldn't tell humans that kobolds are here wandering around.
Can you convince them to let the dog come home every night?
Yeah, they as you talk to them about it, they tell you, they insist that no, they weren't holding the dog at all. She was here of her own will.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
And they're fine with the dog leaving for it to go home. They were mostly concerned that you were taking her away.
No.
Oh no.
No, they need to send her home at least every other night.
No, it takes some time and deliberation with the translator as Zosimus translates back and forth, but you're able to clear up the miscommunication, and they're fine letting you take Millie home. I'm kind of baffled, actually. I expected this to be a combat encounter.
Why would we?
It's
why
not
would
too
we
late.
need
I
to
just
fight them?
fireball.
Well, I was just
They're not
expecting
inherently hostile, are they?
No, not on their own. But they're just feral kobolds, and on reaction, people treat them with mistrust. So that usually leads to a fight. That's why they came running at you with weapons drawn. They were expecting a fight.
Yeah, well,
Maybe-
they were in there playing with the puppy,
Maybe we run into them on our travels and they help us out somewhere.
Oh my god.
We'll see.
So
Maybe they were
we're
the big
hearing
band
from
that
you,
made
but
us
maybe
derail
we've
the
given you
whole
a
thing.
band of kobolds.
These are our children now.
My merry band of kobolds on motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Whenever we hear the motorcycles, we can wonder if it's them.
I guess you're familiar. You're associated with a random nomadic pack of kobolds in the area.
Segues.
You gotta ask their names.
Oh my god.
Yeah, how
Please
many are
no.
there?
We'll have to get back to you on that. So
No.
far,
Do
they're
Do they have a
kobolds,
name for the
1 to 12.
group?
You know what? At the moment, no. But if people want to, they can submit name ideas for the kobolds as a group or
Maybe.
individually.
What about
And I will
Millie's
check.
battalion?
Millie's Battalion.
So it was
Yes.
like destined to be. They were named Millie's Battalion and came across Millie.
Or
Well,
they
we could
they
refer
took
to
the
them as
name.
that.
No, they took the name on because of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we listing them as allies now? Millie's Battalion?
I guess so.
Sounds great.
Bad allies.
That's hilarious.
Cool. So yeah, you guys managed to completely talk your way through this combat encounter, and end up making friends in the process.
Man,
And
it
you
seemed
saved
nice.
the dog.
But here's the problem.
Yeah.
If the dog doesn't willingly leave on her own, how are they gonna make her go home?
Maybe she just needs a bit of training.
Well. Oh my god.
This is too much to think about. We have the dog. Let's go collect our gold.
Was there even a reward listed on the...
One of you saved that piece of paper, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got it.
You open it back up and look down at the bottom. There's the body explaining what the quest is, and there's the names that everyone signed. On the reward, there is a line on the bottom left for reward, but it is conspicuously left blank.
Yeah. I mean, I was just gonna shrug and say I wasn't really in it for a reward necessarily, and
Perhaps she will give us some lovely baked goods.
Ooh,
that's more than I could ask for.
like a pie.
God damn it. I'm so hungry.
Sorry.
Maybe she has like cupcakes or cookies.
Oh, stop it.
So,
Man.
My mom's
check
making a
in.
cake
We can
right
zip
now.
for dinner.
Oh my god.
So I think Iweir is gonna go back towards the road, try and corral the dog, and start heading on back.
She will playfully run up to you and run around you. If you grab the toy and click it at her, her ears will perk up and she will attentively come to your side. She seems to be trained off of the toy, but as everyone's noted, not terribly well trained.
Perhaps if we
ignorant,
click it on the
likable
way back.
lizards into entertainment. Millie. Clever. Clever Ichi.
What did you say?
Many ignorant, likable lizards into entertainment. Which
Oh my god.
spells Millie.
Hey, how's the gear in these kobolds? What are they wearing?
Oh my god.
Leather and skins, mostly.
All right, are they how's their armor look like it's holding up? Is it tattered or is it in good shape?
It looks like it's seen some use, but otherwise pretty well maintained. I mean, it's just leathers and skins. It's nothing super fancy, but for what they've got, they seem to be taking pretty decent care of it.
Yeah. If anyone has any holes or tears in their skins or anything, I'll do some mending with the mending cantrip and repair up any tears or anything they have. Get them in good shape.
They're fine for their armor, but a couple of them happen to have like stone hatchets that apparently they've had for a while. They might ask you for a mending on one of those.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
The couple that do, and one with a stone spear, will all thank you profusely afterward.
Yes. Stare and wonder at my mighty magic.
They all kind of ooh and all at you for a moment.
All right.
yeah. You collect dog and dog toy, say goodbye to your newfound friends, and head back to Thentia. Round trip, the whole thing takes about 2-3 hours.
Wonderful.
You make it back to town with the dog in tow, and the guards all kind of nod and wave at you as you're walking up. As you're walking past, they'll kind of lean down and say, "Hi, Millie. How was your adventure?"
Oh,
like that.
goodness.
Perhaps we should post something on the job board about pet detectives. Start a
Oh,
little
no.
agency out here.
Mm.
Quite proud
I'm
to have
just kidding. I
successfully
need to
started
get into that
moving
mage's tower.
for the kobold
Yeah.
doggy daycare. Hell yeah, Demi.
So I guess you're taking the dog straight to Miss Funkle Creep's house.
Yep.
Yes.
Go creep.
All right. So yeah, you walk up to her house and knock on the door, and it kind of takes her a minute. You start to wonder if maybe she's gonna answer the door at all, and then click, and the door starts to squeakily swing open. And she looks out and says, "Yes? Oh, yes. Did you find... Oh, Millie!" Like, she looks down, and that's when she notices the dog. And, like, the door swings open, and, like, she crouches down. And Millie, of course, runs right up to her, super excited, licks all over her face, and is super happy for the attention. And, yeah.
Can I roll an insight check on Millie?
Sure.
It's a kobold in a dog suit.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
That's not really my plan.
It's a
That's
kobold in
21.
dog skin.
21?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if maybe there's greater intelligence to this dog.
Okay, like maybe suggesting something more.
Yeah.
Okay, so you try to get a really good look at this dog. See if you can try to figure out any patterns that maybe it seems more intelligent than it is, or it's trying to put on a show, like it's trying to persuade somebody. And you watch as this dog lovingly shower this old lady with kisses and love. And as she kind of stands back up to talk to the party and address you guys and thank you for all your efforts and whatnot, you watch as the dog sort of runs circles around the living room for a minute before looking briefly at, you suspect, Rowan. You're not sure because he immediately after she head plants into the side of the sofa. So you're pretty sure this dog is not overburdened with intelligence.
Yeah, well.
Hey, as someone that frequently walks into walls, you know, be careful with the amount of intelligence that one is burdened with.
I was kind of thinking maybe if it was something more than a dog, maybe they were like kindred spirits and dogs guarding the old lady, but clearly this is just a fucking dog.
Yeah. Nah, this is just a pet. A kind of goofy pet.
I mean, I rolled a 21. I think if it was something other than a dog, I would have at least noticed a little bit of something.
Right. With your perception, though, you are able to tell that there are some baked goods in the back. And as she's talking to the party, thanking you all for your efforts, she offers you some lemon squares. She just finished. They just come out the oven an hour ago, and they've just finished cooling and are perfect now.
I wear a smile, and how did you know that lemon squares are my favorite?
Lemon cakes were always a favorite in my household. I've loved them since I was a little girl. She offers each of you a very well-crafted, homemade glazed lemon cake.
Nice.
Nothing better.
Tila, what do you think of that? Is it delicious?
Oh my god.
Wait, did you call her Tila?
Fila?
Tila.
Tila tequila?
I was like, wait, what?
Tila tequila.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I haven't thought about her in a long ass time.
Yeah.
Nobody has.
Wow. No shit. But yeah, no, Fila. That's my very Fila. I'm so hungry. If I haven't said that in the last 30 seconds.
But I guess in closing out this mission, she'll thank you all. Almost sort of jump as if she had forgotten something and only just then remembered, and reaches into her purse and pulls out a shiny silver piece for each of you.
Oh,
Thank you.
And with lemon cakes freshly eaten and everyone thoroughly wiped down with grandmotherly love, she waves you all at the door and thanks you all for your help.
As
nice children you are.
As she offers the silver to Iwer, he will hold his hand out. No, the lemon square was more than enough. You keep your money.
She smiles sort of awkwardly, but just says, "Thank you, dear." And yeah, first side quest complete. Congratulations.
Yay!
You all
Don't take
gained
too long.
5 levels.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
We turned a combat encounter into a non-combat encounter.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty
Yay.
impressed with that. I planned for a couple of different ways for that encounter to go, but that was not one of them.
That's exactly the way you want D&D to be.
Comes here for dick jokes, leaves with wholesome goodness and confusion.
Damn right.
We have adopted a dozen kobolds.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Children.
So, yeah, you've still got plenty of daytime. It's only about noon now.
I still think that we should head to the tower.
Yeah.
I would like to see the tower.
Go to the tower.
Absolutely. It's pretty plain to see. I don't think it's specifically marked on this map is the problem.
I would
Pick one.
assume it's like 4.
Or House
like-
of the Moon.
What?
Oh, I'm looking at the temple on the left, but you know what? Actually, yeah, we'll go with that. That's the Great Big Wizard's Tower.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
Figured it's like central, you know?
So yeah, you make your way there. It takes you just a couple minutes. You see a different guard on watch out the door, out at the front, out by the front door. And as you're walking up to the gate, he'll just sort of look at you and nod. You walk past and up to, it looks like a fairly average set of wooden double doors outside a pretty plain looking, almost concrete-esque circular tower that just goes up for about 40-50 feet or so and has a... You have to kind of squint at it to see it, but you're pretty sure there's like a cockeyed lean to the roof, the blue roof. But you see a couple of slit windows to see through. But as you go to open the door, a tower that looks to only be about 30 to 50 square foot turns into a fairly large work cross between the library and work area. About 60 by 60 foot circular. Tables line the central area. There are a bunch of stations and stuff set up around the exterior of the walls. A few people, a few obvious students are busy working. And there's an attendant not too far inside that notices you walk in and say, "Oh, hi, can I help you?"
Anyone want to go first?
I want to put all of this knowledge in here, and I point to my head.
He kind of chuckles baffledly at you and says, "Okay, pick a wizard and talk to him. They'll be able to point you in the right direction, pretty much."
What?
Is there a specific branch of knowledge you're looking for specifically?
Yeah, I am a student of magic. I'm interested
Shocking.
in all of it. What? Who's available right now? What schools? I'm here to learn.
He kind of chuckles warmly and says, "Well, we got all walks of magical life around here. If you're looking to enroll, you'll probably just want to talk to Alfred first."
Alfred, what? Firebottom?
He chuckles again and says, "Firefingers, Alfred Firefingers."
Firefingers. That's right. Yeah. Well, where can I locate him?
He points to a staircase along the back wall, just through there and up those stairs on the next floor.
I'll head over there.
There's a recessed doorway in the hall in the wall on the other side, and just inside is a 2-3 person wide staircase that circles up to what appears to be the second floor.
All right. Do I see Firefingers
Upstairs
or
are
anybody?
Upstairs are a couple of doorways. It's not as open as the first floor, but still pretty open in this first area. There are a couple of wizards around, and these are a bit more noticeable. There is young half-elf. Dressed in dark robes with white trim.
I assume that's probably not him.
No. She is a young lady. You're pretty sure that's not him.
Oh.
Where's Alfonso Flamin' Hot Fingers, as Ichi put it?
The figure she's talking to, a large, dark-robed figure, sort of turns to notice you and says, in a soft-spoken voice, "Are you looking for the Grand Wizard?" He's just through that doorway. He sort of like leans forward and points at the door.
Thank you.
He nods.
And I'll bow my head and I'll go toward that doorway.
So yeah, you walk in, and inside is what looks to be a large workspace / office that's been personalized for the head of whoever this is. At the desk sits an older grandfatherly figure, wearing red robes with orange tint, and what looks to be yellow tendrils of smoke coming up in a few places for decorative lines. Despite his robes, he gives off a very grandfatherly vibe. He looks like he's at least 120. And he has a pair of finely crafted spectacles perched on his nose that he's looking at you all through now.
Excuse me, young man. Are you Alfred Firefingers?
He laughs and says, yeah, Alfred Fire Talker, actually.
Fire...
Oh.
What? Do they call you Firefingers?
Some do. I'm quite talented with fire magic.
Ah, and that's why. How do you get the lamps to light at night and change colors?
He chuckles and says, "Oh, it's a simple enchantment. If you have an inkling to join, I'm sure you'd have a chance to learn."
Yeah, I'm very interested. What about the enchanted paper? When you tear it and it duplicates, how is that done?
He looks kind of baffled and says, "Oh, you mean the inn?"
Yeah.
Yeah, the young lady that runs it, Droverson, I believe her name is. She asked for parchment for side jobs. It's just a simple division enchantment.
Division enchantment, oh.
Yeah, he starts going on about replication theory and what kind of spell foci you would need and what kind of conjuration pronunciations you'd have to do, and starts talking shop at you, basically.
Yeah, fascinating. Yeah, I'm here to learn.
After a couple minutes, he kind of catches himself and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm lecturing. I assume you're all here to enroll. Some of you look like the adventurer types. We actually do have some work if you're a little less interested in magic."
Work is what I'm interested in.
I'm not sure if I'm here to enroll or if I'm here to work.
He chuckles and says, "It's kind of the same thing around here." He explains that the Wizards Guild has grown over the years in their efforts to cure the spell plague and reverse the effects that have happened, while also keeping an eye on the world at large and the etherical flow that's going through everything. And he goes on a brief tangent about ley lines and locations of power, of concentrated power, for catching himself and getting back on track. He explains that lots of magically gifted people come through here and come looking for power and knowledge and tutorship and whatnot, but also a lot of adventurers come through looking just either for work or for the opportunity to make a name for themselves.
I'm rapidly taking notes as he's talking about ley lines and all of that.
He concludes by saying, "We accept all walks of life because in the years since we've realized that it takes a village to do everything. We wizards are mighty and we know much, but we can't do everything." So yes, if you'd like to join, I'm sure we can find some work for you. That won't be a problem.
what are the specifics here? Work? Is there learning involved? What?
Absolutely, you'll have plenty of opportunity to talk to other wizards and stuff. They'll all have something to teach you.
Well, I guess this is what I came here for. I look back. I didn't realize everyone had followed me in, and I'll turn back to Firemouth, Fire Talker,
Yeah.
Hot Talker,
Oh goodness.
Oh boy.
and yeah, I guess I'd like to give it a shot. What do we need? What do I need to do? How do I sign up? What kind of jobs? What kind of work? I'm not real solid with manual labor.
He chuckles. He chuckles warmly, and says, "Oh, don't worry. There's not going to be much manual labor or anything, or at least there shouldn't be." He sits down and starts ruffling through a couple pieces of paper. He goes, "Truthfully, we have actually had a couple of troubling reports about kobolds in the area." Seeing your reaction, he looks up at you with his eyebrows raised and say, "I see you've encountered some local kobolds, perhaps?"
So suffice it to say, I don't think they'll be bothering anyone anytime soon.
He presses you for details, like where specifically this is happening.
Oh, Northern League-ish.
What are the reports on the kobolds? Were they hassling anyone, or are people just seeing them?
Mostly just reports of seeing mass numbers of them congregating.
How would you define mass numbers exactly?
Multiple different groups of at least 2 or 3 or more, all closing in on the same location over a period of time.
We had a run-in with some kobolds, and it wasn't a great reaction at first, but once they realized we weren't there to harm them, they also had no interest in harming us. Now, I don't know if there's more groups of kobolds that people are having problems with, but I would think that maybe you could come across some sort of agreement that doesn't require bloodshed or any fighting, I think that they seem to be so used to being attacked on sight that they are very defensive when they see other races that have been prejudiced towards them previously.
Interesting.
Rowan would like to persuade him, saying, "I really don't think that there's anything to worry about, and if there is, we would prefer it if you would personally come to us so that we can handle it."
Roll me persuasion. Or wait, I don't think that's a thing in 5e.
These are not the kobolds you're looking for.
Wait, is persuasion not a thing?
It is.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Very
no
well.
drink yet, sorry. We haven't had any this time.
He'll nod and say, yeah, we haven't had any natural 20s, have we? He'll nod
or
and say,
ones.
very well. We've not had any reports of attacks or anything so far, so I suppose as long as they're willing to play nice and not go sacking caravans or something, there shouldn't be a problem. You may speak with the head of the local watch. You may be able to put something together with him regarding those kobolds, if they're as peaceful as you claim.
Rowan will nod and scribble in her notebook.
I think that having some positive interactions with them and knowing each other's intentions will make it a lot more peaceful. And it turns out they're a nomadic tribe, so they're not there all the time, but they could be valuable to bring back information on their travels.
Well, doggy daycare.
When they come around.
Kobold
But,
doggy daycare.
Yep.
I would just hate for somebody to stumble across them and for there to be an incident.
Yeah.
Understood.
I could see that being a thing. So
Any opportunity to avoid spilling blood should be taken.
Exactly.
agreed. I like the cut of your jib.
He smiles at you. Says, well then, I suppose that's that job wrapped up quite neatly. Other than that, there has been some talk of Zentarum activity in the area. I had heard reports that you had a run-in with them.
On the boat.
A
Were
run
those the
in,
guys
yeah.
at the river?
Rowan will nod. Yes, the bad guys.
We got rid of them.
Did you now?
Got rid of them.
I took one out myself.
Well, there was a scuffle and some of them ran off.
I see. And their ship? The village?
What did we do with the ship? We left it there.
I think so.
The villagers didn't want it. The sailors didn't want it. Everyone was content to leave it where it was, very assured that the Zentarum would come back for the ship, and it would be better not to have absconded with it.
He kind of does that slow raising of his eyebrows as you're explaining and says, after you're done, I see. Well, And it was only about 8 of them, you say? There was no one else on their ship?
They were all strawmen. Fakes.
Interesting. He kind of like rubs at his chin and strokes the long sage-like beard and mustachios he has, and ponders aloud, saying, "The Zentarum have been pretty tight-lipped lately. They've been keeping to themselves. They've not been super active. But lately there have been some troubling reports that there has been some activity starting back up around the Moonsea."
They tried to tax the ship we were on, take their cargo.
You notice his eyes sparkle as he looks at you, and you promptly took care of them, I trust.
Absolutely, they didn't touch a damn thing on that ship.
Excellent. Well, it may be worth looking into. We don't know much about their locations. He explains that he doesn't know that currently the Wizards Guild of Thentia does not know where the Zentarum is currently headquartered out of or anything. But he mentions that there used to be an old keep on the western shore of the Moonsea that the Zents used to hold and act out of. So far, the reports he's gotten, yeah, it's from the Moonsea. Hold on, I can just put it up on the big map for us, if we'd like. Yeah, he kind of like
the Raven.
He kind of like shakes his head and goes, "What am I thinking?" And like sweeps his hand over his desk, and a big map of the northern Faerun area around the Moonsea appears on top of his desk.
Zental Keep?
And he points out, yes, Zental Keep. They used to have a pretty strong presence here about 100 years ago or so. But once I took over the Wizards Guild, we pushed them out of that area pretty firmly and made sure they've stayed out since. But it's been, almost a century or so. He kind of scratches his chin again. I don't think anyone's been over to check lately. If you're interested, we've got a job for you.
Here's where we are, Demi. I think he's talking about this keep over here.
Correct, yes. We're currently at Thentia, and we're referring to Zental Keep.
How far is that from the castle where the ghostly sounds are coming out of?
That was all the way across the mountain range.
Yeah, the ghostly sounds are coming from what appears to be these ruins referred to as the Citadel of the Raven.
Nice, those aren't far.
Well, it's about halfway. We'd be going halfway there anyway.
Maybe they're there, and they're making ghostly sounds to spook people away.
Maybe.
Depending on how many of us die at the first stop, the rest of us can go to the second one and take care of that.
Well,
Optimistic.
Well, how does that work? Do we get paid for going out there, or are we getting tuition? What?
Of course, you'll get paid. If you're doing work for the guild, you'll get paid for it.
Is there a cost to the learning here?
He kind of hems and haws and starts to make excuses about what components might cost various materials and how you'll get a different answer from wizards. Right? No. Like the my DM answer that I'm giving you is I haven't thought of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Student loans, got it.
Oh no.
Nice. Have any
I'll
of
Give you
your
the rest of your life to
adventures?
pay him off, no problem.
I do plan for you to get, as far as these quote-unquote main missions, as I'm calling them, I do plan for them to pay you guys, and I do plan for you guys to be able to purchase, like, potions and spell scrolls and stuff from the other wizards in this tower. I just don't have a lot of that super planned out at the moment. I plan for that to be, like, later stuff, I guess. I don't know.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Every time you start up a session, you know, there's one thing you catch that you realize you've not prepared nearly enough for.
Yep. Like your kobolds not being slaughtered, them just becoming the doggy daycare, roving doggy daycare.
Kobold doggy
Pretty much,
daycare.
Yeah.
Every party has to adopt something.
That's what they're called now.
We adopted a whole thematic tribe of kobolds.
So I'm sorry. He wants us to go to the keep, or we're volunteering to go there.
He is offering you a job to go check out Zental Keep.
If
And-
we have questions to ask the wizards here, can we ask people if we do this job for you?
Yes, like he says you're welcome. He says you're welcome to join. Okay, basically you can join the Wizards Guild if you want. Like it doesn't cost you anything to join. You're more
No,
than welcome.
I'm
to talk to-
asking if this quest for him is our price of admission.
No,
Okay.
just if you want to join and you're looking for work, this is the job he wants. This is the first job he wants you to do. Like it's not a prerequisite to joining the guild or anything.
Okay.
Just welcome to the guild. Here's your first assignment, basically.
No orientation for you. You must immediately leave again.
Time to work at Walmart.
Oh,
God damn it.
Jesus.
Bouncy, are you having fun?
Well, I figure it's also getting late. We've been going for a while.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Yeah, we're
wind
almost
down
3
this.
hours.
Weak.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
we're
mentioned.
tired. What do you mean?
I can keep going.
I can't. I'm gonna eat something.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to.
Yeah.
So, after explaining the job, he sort of stands up and offers to shake your hands and says, "Well, welcome to the Mages Guild. You don't have to get started right away. Just at some point, if you don't mind, starting headed out that direction. I think it is a couple days trip out there, so the sooner you get a jump on it, the better. But feel free to meander around, talk to the other wizards if you like."
Do we need to walk there? Are you providing some sort of transportation to this keep?
You'll be able to rent horses.
Hmm.
He tells you about the stables that are just outside the city.
Can we also rent ponies?
Yes, he tells you that usually they have at least a couple of ponies there.
Yes.
Nice.
Should probably buy air.
And yeah, with our first main story quest in hand, we're finished with our talk with Fire Talker, I guess, and
Fire Talker.
set loose
Fire me.
on the Wizards Guild and the Wizards within. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna call it there for the night.
Yeah, I think that's a good
If you guys
spot.
have If you guys
All
have
right.
any
If we're allowed
questions-
to do buying and questions and other things at the start of the next one before we
Yeah.
leave. Okay.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
one was
fine.
already pretty RP heavy as it is. So
Yeah.
I figure we'll cover any last minute questions you guys have at the start of next session and then set out.
Yeah, we avoided the one combat session we could have had.
Yeah.
They're probably
We
still
didn't
there.
need to fight them.
They're probably still
No.
there. Oh my god. We could go back.
No.
Go back and kill them if you want.
Oh my
You have
God.
to go alone.
Nice. We did it.
We did it! Yay!
Yay.
Woo!
Heck yeah.
Progression.
Indeed. So that was actually most of the RP content I had. We
Okay, so-
we blew through the combat I had planned. So yeah.
We are planning for Kali's campaign next week, right? Are we alternating?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Did you intend for us to follow that dog quest, or were you hoping we'd go for the Citadel one?
I was actually hoping you would look at the dog one first and maybe take the painted sign one first. I wasn't quite sure how I was going to finish the painted sign one, so I was expecting you guys to sort of leave it unfinished for now, I guess. But I was expecting you guys to either take the doggo one or the Citadel one.
Wonderful.
Of course, we'd take the dog one.
It just makes me think of
dog.
so many stories I've
Well-
read where the DM posts, he's like, I made up this elaborate story and they followed a fucking dog.
Right.
Yeah. Seems legit.
That's how where I did a one shot with a gargoyle with like a broken tongue or something, so he didn't speak well. And everybody fell in love with the gargoyle and wanted to see if they could come back and visit it later and try to heal it. And it was just this throwaway feature about the castle. And that was like the main thing. It was like,
Look,
oh
he
my
was
God.
very important to that tower, okay?
Yes.
You never know what people are gonna latch onto in the moment,
Uh-huh.
man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I put a mysterious dark figure in the corner of this tavern and my damn party won't leave the goblin barkeep alone.
Hell yeah.
I had to make sure this poor gargoyle was not held against his own will, alright? I had to be sure.
Yep, yep.
I was a cleric. I had to take care of people.
As you do.
That's great. Well, if you wanted us to go for the dog, that just proves how well you know your party.
Yeah, pretty much.
See, here's the thing. When I originally wrote all this out, I just planned that to be like the obvious clickbaity side quest that the party would glance at and then look over, and then maybe come back to later. But knowing you guys, I went ahead and like fleshed out everything beforehand because I figured there was a more than better chance that you guys were gonna go for that one.
Yeah, dog. Dog.
Dog,
Don't
doggo.
care. There's an animal.
Definitely going to
Well-
rescue the animal.
We also had the only guy who isn't really interested in like general things. He likes helping people specifically.
Yes.
Mm.
And we had him go and look at the quest, and he was like, "Oh, this poor lady's dog's missing. We should get his dog back."
Yep.
Perfect. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream there so that I can make
Same.
some food. Thank you,
Yeah.
party. Thank you, DM. You guys are amazing.
Thank
You're
you.
wonderful.
Thank you.
GG.
And thank you, everyone who's watching. Ichi, thank you for hanging out, Willie. I appreciate all of you and the multi. Demi, Dr. Bright, people lurking. You're awesome. You're fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and upload this to YouTube so I don't forget about it like I have been. Take care, everyone. Y'all have a wonderful night.